All right, hello there. How you doing? What's up? So today, there was something broke and I had to fix it, but I think it's fixed. So that took a little bit longer than expected, but we're gonna get this bad boy started. And so with that, welcome in. Hello, hello. Today is another lovely day of Dungeons and Dragons. And yeah, I'm gonna speed run to get us started. So give me a second. Let me do a roll call and we'll get started here. All right. All right. All right. So who might want to do some recapping?
Could we have the map up, please?
In a minute.
Okay.
I remember we
think
headed
we
out.
Yeah, we started getting a mission in town,
Oh yeah.
Gotta get.
and or an option of 2 missions, and we chose
To start with, going to help the mole
This one?
people, right?
yes.
Yes,
Mhm.
that they had something that they needed help
Then-
with and something they found.
Mm.
Then Bald left in the middle of the night,
In the middle of the night, forward left.
and while waiting, a new temporary paladin replacement came in. Well, what else happened in town?
Well, everybody
Paladin?
was getting ready to go. I don't think there was anything major happening in town before we left, aside from Vald leaving to follow Kalia.
Okay.
And
This might
then
work a little bit better.
let's see. Yeah, really, it was like as we were traveling around, we came to kind of a forest with a clearing and decided to camp, and seemed pretty uneventful overnight. But when we woke up, a bunch of us were missing our weapons. And then as we started into that clearing to continue on our way to the mole people to hope, oh no, wait, there were some tracks we had started to follow, and ended up finding someone. I don't remember. Was it a knoll or
It was some kind of hyena looking person.
Hyena
He didn't really
person?
tell us, but
Yeah.
he had Glorb stick.
Right. And so, and like was taunting us and ran off into the trees. And so just as we were about to go chase after him, we ended the session. You guys remember anything else important?
Our fate was left in the
I-
hands of what were they? Familiars, basically.
And
That was
there
fun.
will be in the future an arm wrestling contest.
Oh, yes, between the new paladin and Lionel, right?
New warlock.
Or new warlock.
And
You said paladin, which
Lionel-
threw me off. So I was just,
Oh, sorry.
yeah, warlock.
Yeah, new warlock replacement. Sorry. And
That was a little bit of a Baldur's Gate 3 overlap there because he's been playing a paladin on that.
That's what I thought. I was like, I don't remember a paladin.
and that was pretty much it. We're chasing a thief.
Shenanigans had ensued.
Your stuff in the middle of the night.
Yeah, our stuff. So he better expect a fight.
Nice.
Okie dokie. So with that, we basically pick up with a couple of you giving chase after this individual, this thief in the night, or this thief in the morning. You don't really know when or how long it's really been there, but it made itself very apparent. And there may or may not be a rogue cabbage stand merchant nearby to have their poor stand knocked over.
Always important. And also, too, looking back, Price had tried to thorn whip his stick out of the guy's hands, or to thorn whip the guy and trip him up, right? But
he aimed
missed.
for the stick, but he missed terribly.
Stick. Yeah. Good thinking, though.
Thorn whip.
Yeah, kind of to make him chase, but I don't know if I'm
Whip
allowed to move
good.
yet.
All right. So what we're gonna do is figure out who's in front, and we'll start from there.
Is Scooter faster or slower than Kaido?
Much
I know Price
slower.
is riding Scooter. Oh yeah, so Kaido would probably be in the lead because he is the fastest. He's
Yeah.
pissed. They took 5 of his weapons. He's very pissed.
Yeah, I pictured seeing this knoll like creature off in the distance, kind of holding up the stick of Glorb. Price, I think, just ran off, and Scooter started following him. But I assumed Kaito would catch up pretty quick and probably pass both of us.
Well, if you're not on Scooter, Kaido would probably scoot up Price just so he had a little bit of backup on his run.
Well, remember, if you're scooping up Price, it's gonna be half your movement to pick him up.
I know.
One thing that does appear to be missing from my sheet, maybe I just don't know where to look, but don't I have the feat or whatever of flight for some turns?
Let's check.
The ASMR thing.
Yeah, but I don't see it in. Is it a
Altani.
spell or is it like a? Because I didn't
It's
see it under
usually in the
racial.
features.
Let's see.
That's where my special
think-
centaur things are.
I believe in
Let's
the
see, it's
2024 version,
called-
it's a choice, right, of feats, and you pick from them, and that was one of the options.
No, I did select it, but what I'm saying is, well, I wasn't the
Names.
one that built my sheet. Cube helped me do it.
Yeah, let's
Um,
see here.
Celestial
Cunning strike, poison, trip.
Revelation, Resistance, Lightbearer.
Because we selected it. Did she?
Like I'm looking at my features and I don't see it unless I'm just
because so it's under your ASMR. So the first page where it says humanoid ASMR Wayfarer. Let's see.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it seems to not have put it under a feature.
Is
But
it? Well, so wait, where's the flight part of that though? Do I have to click on the racial things or what?
Let's see here. Celestial Resistant, Dark Vision, Healing Hands, Light Bearer, Celestial
Should be Heavenly
Revelation.
Wings,
Yeah.
right?
So when you click on the ASMR in your character sheet under humanoid, and then you click on, I believe it's description. So like when you're looking at ASMR and you look under description, it's under Celestial Revelation.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. Let's see.
Wonder if I could just move that to. Actually, it's also in your features tab under racial features.
Really?
Yep.
Well, the Celestial Revelation is, but the flight wasn't. So I wasn't sure.
So your Celestial Revelation is the flight. It's the Heavenly Wings under
Oh,
Celestial
okay.
Revelation.
So if I click this, Okay, so I would use the Celestial Revelation ability, and that would enable flight.
Correct, because Celestial
Okay.
Revelation lets you pick between those three things.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Let's see.
Thank you.
Can't do it until you finish. Once at each of your turns before transformation, you can extra damage. Here are your options. See, here are your options. Damage. Oh, maybe I'm thinking of something else. But either way, it's under that.
Thank you. My fly speed looks like it's the same as my normal speed.
Using one of the options
Cool.
below.
And it'd be a bonus action to transform.
Checking the ASMR thing. Potion to DMG, example. Okay.
Oh, and I also get extra damage to one target when I deal damage with an attacker spell. Extra damage equal to my proficiency bonus. Looks like radiant damage for Heavenly Wings. Oh. And according to this, I can actually choose any of these three options anytime each time I transform. So Heavenly Wings isn't the only one I have access to.
That's what I was trying to find the wording on.
It's right here. It says, when you your character reach character level 3, you can transform as a bonus action using one of the options below. In parentheses, says choose the option each time you transform.
Each time, okay.
The transformation lasts for a minute or until you end it with no action required to end it. Once you transform,
double-clicking
can't do it
mouse.
again until long rest. Yeah,
Mouse,
and then
stop it.
once on each of my turns before the transformation ends, I can deal extra damage to one target when I deal damage to it with an attacker spell.
Yep.
The extra damage equals my proficiency bonus, and the extra damage type is either necrotic for necrotic shroud or radiant for Heavenly Wings and inner radiance. So depending on the transformation I pick, that changes the damage. Pretty cool. I didn't realize that I had all that in addition. So very cool.
Yep. Players got a pretty big boost.
Love it.
So Kaido is scooping up Price.
As long as Price won't resist him, yes.
Yeah. Excuse me. Yeah, that's cool. Let's see.
Get saddled, nerd.
So, as far as we're just talking about flight, so I guess this is a app time. Scooter has movement speed and flight speed. Those are one or the other, right? It's not like he can move 30 feet and then fly 30 feet. It's like you just pick one or the other for your movement.
Correct.
Okay.
He does not move 60.
Yeah. Cool. So yeah, Scooter's got 30. He'll probably try and follow along behind us, but he'll probably get left behind.
Yeah, I'm not too far behind because I'm scooping you up. I get half my movement, so I would have 40 unless I dash. Depending on if we catch up with 40, would depend on if I dashed or not. Because if 40 is not enough to catch up, then he would dash because he's like pissed into the ship.
Yeah, no, he wouldn't be fast enough. All right. So we got some snap decisions from people in front. What about the people further back seeing this whole this whole thing happened, but in slightly lesser detail. Because remember, you guys were easily like 60, 70 feet away from this guy. So you couldn't really make out what he was doing from that far. But there was some kind of gesture made, some kind of movement, and Price and Kaito just dashed off.
Well, I'm going to infer from seeing somebody making a gesture and then how Price and Kaito reacted. To me, that tells me that we need to rush to not only catch up, but to go take care of those shenanigans. So I want to run up to them. And I don't, I mean, if they're currently running, then I probably wouldn't catch up with them, but that's where I would be. At least for my first move.
All right.
If I do get close enough, would I be close enough to kind of have a distant conversation with them?
Well, we're just
'Cause
doing
I
this in sort of narrative turn, so
Yeah. Well, if so, if they're close enough that I'd be able to holler at them and be like, "Hey, like, what did you see? Who was that guy? Do we need to
I
take
will
him
say
out?"
too, when just as like a for context sort of narrative, when Price stood up and ran off, he basically like pointed at this guy and yelled that he has his stick.
that's
So
my
I'm
shtick.
assuming like if we're inferring what's going on, we're all missing stuff and realizing that we're missing stuff.
Mhm.
And in that moment, Price points someone out and is basically like, he has my stuff. So I feel like everyone would kind of be on that same page at least.
I agree. And I would probably end up dashing if the guy is like 60 feet ahead of me. So, but I moved 30 to start. So that would be what I'd be doing. And
Oh.
if you had yelled that, I probably would have been like, "We're going to take that guy down." So rude.
So what is, how do you pronounce it? VMAC?
Vimac? Yeah.
VIMAC. Just put the umlauts over the I, why don't you? What's he doing? What's he up to? This is all happening very quickly. Like, because at
Well-
first, Price and Kaito saw somebody and they moved forward a little bit to see what was going on. Then they realized stick is missing, and now everybody's ready to start dashing forward. So
He would be dashing too. Like,
all right, so you'd be moving up, and Gnome.
If I see everybody else running, I'm just gonna run with them, even if I'm unaware of like exactly what's going on. I would just, throw my arms behind me and Naruto sprint across this field.
All right.
I can totally imagine that.
So, what we're gonna do, something I haven't really got to do in a while, is a skill challenge. Doot, 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 doot. So, essentially, you guys have to accumulate. Oh, hold on. Have to snipe a bot. So essentially, you have to accumulate enough successes within an allotted amount of time, of which that number shall not be revealed. But you'll essentially have to pick a skill every narrative combat. Actually, let's do this. Let's do a actual initiative roll. Hold on. There'll be a combat. This will be the best way for me to track.
Should we go ahead and roll our initiative then?
Yep.
Boom.
That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I believe that is everybody. Okay. Okay. Let's see if this actually took. Combat. Nice. Perfect. Normal. Okay. So first up is going to be Kaito.
1 second, my dad's talking to me. He's going to bed.
All right. First up will be Altani.
All right. Well,
So
so the
essentially,
guy went.
yeah, I guess I didn't really explain. So a skill challenge is you pick a skill, and that for each turn, you're basically trying to accumulate enough successes, and there will be challenges and events that may happen in the interim, which may impede or, well, I guess realistically, it's all attempted to impede because he's running away.
Okay, sorry about that. Dad's going to bed, so he was saying goodnight and letting me know about stuff. Okay. Kind of
Okay.
just be. What am I doing first? Sorry,
So he was just explaining the skill challenge part of it.
I had the headset off because I was talking to my dad.
Yeah, it's
So-
not. It's not combat.
Okay, can you tell me what I'm doing then?
So you're picking a skill, and
Okay.
you're describing narratively, like what you're doing, how you're going about it, because there will be challenges that will attempt to impede your ability to catch this individual. So pick a skill and then describe how you're utilizing that skill. And then you roll on it. And, depending on the circumstances and the DCs, will vary on if you are successful or not. And mind you, there's, just as a reminder, there's some light rain.
Okay.
So that could be in something that comes up. So, for example, if you wanted to, because this is the very start, right? So there's really not a whole lot that you're aware of that will impede your movement. So, you could just be like, you could say, I do a history check to figure out what this thing is, or an intimidation to try and distract them, or like whatever creative method you would like to utilize to have a roll for. And it doesn't necessarily have to be a skill you're proficient in. Granted, that helps, but not all skills you're proficient in are necessarily going to be applicable. Or I should say, are going to have as much impact as others, right? Like, if you're trying to throw a rock at the guy and knock him over, that could be one thing. But then if you just kind of sit there and think about, like, I'm going to think about Arcana, like, what can I do magically to impede him, right? Like, so that's going to vary on what skill you pick will vary on the effects. Basically, Pick a skill, be creative, and describe how you're trying to apprehend this thief.
Okay. Do we actually see him yet, or are we still behind?
He had disappeared into the tree line.
Okay. And you can't like use a mix of things, right? You just have to pick one thing to roll, right?
Yep, you pick one thing.
Okay. I think I'm gonna roll survival for being able to track him as I'm chasing him. So I'm gonna roll that. Because I don't want to lose what I'm chasing. Because I'm very upset that he took my shit.
All right, so you're trying to
that is
go like
20.
sprint and also.
Yeah, like trying not to lose track of him, using his survival type instincts and whatnot, being a centaur to chase the target without losing him in the trees, basically.
All right, so on a 20,
So you don't lose him. That's his goal.
you definitely managed to find the tracks, but the individual is not near them. So you're able to determine which direction they're going. So you know that they're not doing a quick switch and doubling back around. And even if they did, you'd be confident, at least in the next narrative turn or this current narrative turn, you'd be able to keep track of them.
That's it for me then?
Yep, because that's the skill challenge. So let me mark down successes. Okay, Altani.
All right. Well, as I'm running, I'm trying to see, I'm looking really hard around to see where the guy might have gone. So I'd like to use perception for my skill check. Because as I'm running, I am just on high alert. So, and I am really distracted by probably the rain and the mud puddles on that. So I'm
Actually,
not as
that's a great point. Can you roll that with disadvantage, please?
Sure. So it would be the 9.
Okay, 9.
Bummer. Can I just use inspiration to take the 24?
So it's just a
No,
well, the
it's fine.
inspiration
It's
would
just a 9.
still make it the 9 because that was the first roll.
Yeah. Yeah, if it's disadvantage, it'd be the 9.
Okay.
Which actually would make sense because with all the rain, I'd be like, "Oh, was that a footfall over that way? Wait, what was that? Oh no, it's just the rain."
Price. All
And that's
right. Price. What skill are you wanting to use, and how are you using it? IMAC, not VMAC.
I guess it would either be between a persuasion or animal handling. Like, I guess animal handling would be more for like traditional animals, not necessarily just a creature. I don't know. Basically, I'm trying to just convince whatever this creature is that's running away to stop. So he'll be like hollering out and trying to like, hey, we just want to talk. So probably persuasion, I guess.
Okay.
Would I be able to use guidance, or is this just skill check?
That's a good question, because guidance. I would say probably not.
Okay, because it is an action. So yeah, that would be action economy. So There we go. An 8.
8. Fail. Price. Persuasion. Okay. So you call out trying to be very persuasive, but it comes off, since you're on the back of Kaito, even Kaito would probably misinterpret, like, you know, come back, but you're saying come back, but there's this underlying tone like, come back. Come back. Get back here. You know, kind of more aggressive than you wanted it to sound. And maybe that's just the rain. Maybe that's just you're not used to yelling at people as you're running as you're on the back of Kaito in the rain.
Give
However
me
you
my
may.
stick back, you piece of shit. You
Yep,
just want to talk.
Yep, there you go. That'll do. So far, so not so good. All right, Noam, what you got?
All right. I kind of want to, like, they're already ahead of me. I do feel like I'm very fast, so I could probably catch up. But what's the point of having like 4 people here, right, versus having 6 people here, or 2 or 3 people here, right? It's still just a group, a party, one like targeted kind of audience. So I want to go this way, and I would like to kind of get into the trees because I can use a focus point, right, to do, and this is, I know it's not a like a combat turn, but I can use my focus to do what's called Step of the Wind, right? And that doubles my jumping distance, which even though my jumping distance is based on like my strength, right, it still gets doubled because of Step of the Wind. And then it also lets me dash, it lets me disengage. So I would like to use my acrobatics to just start from like tree to tree to tree. You know, like Edward Collins in Twilight does when he's trying to impress Bella Swan or intimidate her, whatever. I want to do that, but without the spider monkey commentary.
All right, let's see what your roll would net us.
Fuck.
What a wonderful roll.
Bella's not there.
All right. So unless you have anything to augment that,
I do not.
Do you want to use mine?
I thought he
Climbing
had-
trees and jumping from branch to branch with a nat 1. How could it go wrong?
Yeah, you can use mine. I'll take it off.
Okay.
Do you end up going like the completely wrong direction, or you're like, I'll get you as you get quiet.
Imagine the DM describing like this is like so accurate and precise. Like there's not a chance of you slipping or
took-
falling. You're moving so fast that you're like so confident. And by the time you get to where you think you should be, you look around and you're completely, utterly alone. Going, guys.
You need to re-roll it. I took the inspiration out for you.
Okay, thank you. 26.
All right. A useful situation, because that would have accrued 2 fails.
Oh, that's a good point. It's a group challenge, so if we fail, it's as a team.
But if you succeed, it's also as a team. So with a natural 1, you were about to turn, like you jumped in a tree because you said you were hopping from tree to tree, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you jumped in a tree, and the act of climbing, you probably did one of those like you try to climb straight up, but you end up like unintentionally like climbing to the other side, thinking, because you're just looking at a tree branch, all right? So you can't, you're not really looking behind you. So you climb up, you look around, and then you're about to jump to your left, but then realize based on where Vimac is standing, like, wait a minute, I'm looking the wrong direction. And then you correct yourself and start leaping pretty much effortlessly. It was more of a directional whoopsie doodle than it was a tripping, falling, and eating dirt.
Nice.
So
Alright.
you were trying to go to about where?
I want to go all the way towards wherever they're looking, but I only want to go through the trees to do it. So not across the middle. And with Step of the Wind, I can dash as a bonus. I figure the climbing is maybe an action, so that'd give me 110 feet.
All right. But do you have a climb speed? Because I'd imagine trying to do that would
No.
be like difficult. So doing that,
Well,
you
then
said
it
your
would, it would
movement
be
would be
100 and yeah, I was thinking it's so with the dash, right? If I triple dash, it's 110, 165 feet, and then it would be difficult terrain to climb. So if you say these are 20 feet tall, that would be deduct 40 feet from that. And then it would just be acrobatic and jump based after that. So that's why I was saying if we just cancel out the first 55 feet and say that's how much it took for climbing, right? Then I
Okay.
could just move 110. That's not a ruler.
Well, I'm just thinking in terms of like you're still jumping through trees, so that would still count as difficult terrain. Because you're landing on branches and whatnot. Not all the branches can hold you, even though you're very small, but you still have a carry capacity. So part of it is stepping lightly and carefully.
Yeah.
And it's much easier to
Well,
run
then
at
if
your
we
full
just
speed if your both feet are on the ground kind of scenario.
yeah. So I'm looking for the measure. We go up 120. So it'd probably be around right there.
It says move is 40.
That's if we just do all of it. It's difficult terrain plus like 40 feet up.
Are you not coming?
You have to move them up. All right, so a success. Vimac.
So we'll be using intimidation, yelling, give him back his stick or I'm going to use it on your rear end.
All right, so you will
That was the
Definitely.
daddest threat ever. Sorry.
you will definitely be rolling that at a disadvantage based on distance. Because you're trying to yell at the guy who's a minimum of 80 feet away. So whether or not he'll hear it, that might, you know.
Oh,
24.
success. Got wiped away.
Oh, I forgot to move down the. I'm gonna augment. I gotta augment his because he's at the end of the round. All right. Doo doo. 24. 1 success. VMAC. Intimidation. All right. So, the first round, let me count them up here. 1, 2, 3. Wow, just barely. Okay, so you get the feeling that you were, as a group making headway, be it keeping track of his movements, be it through trying to basically cut him off if he tries to change direction in a particular direction, or be it through just yelling vulgarities at him and threatening his life. In his turn, private. Okay. All right. That brings us to round 2.
Okay. Um.
So what new skill will you attempt to use?
Okay, so it has to be a different one. All right.
I get yeah, I forgot to
Mhm.
mention that. Each round is basically you have to use a different skill, because otherwise, like, I'm just gonna keep doing the same thing every round until a good result.
A new skill from everybody else, or a new skill?
Individual.
Okay.
So for example, somebody else could use like acrobatics, or somebody that's not gnome, or
Basically, we can
exact-
use a skill we didn't use already ourselves.
correct.
Okay. Which one would be pretty much just running after it? Would that be acrobatics or athletics? Because he knows what direction. You made sure that the last go around, so he'd just be sprinting after.
So running is probably going to be,
Thinking acrobatics, but I'm not really sure.
actually no, it would be constitution based.
Constitution based is running.
Yeah, because it would be how long you can keep pushing forward without like running out of breath, kind of thing.
Well, none of my things are constitution based.
Correct. So you'd just be doing a D20 plus con mod.
Okay. My
To
con says
decline.
+2, so that's what I add. Because I have a +5 to my Constitution saving throws, but this isn't a saving throw, so it's the +2.
Yeah, just +2.
Okay.
Yeah, because athletics is when you attempt to climb, avoid hazards while scaling a wall or climbing a surface. You try to jump an unusually long distance. You struggle to swim or stay afloat in treacherous currents. Storm pushes you around, etc., etc. So I'd see this as you're just, which is kind of
But
funny. They
since
leave out
I'm
Constitution.
proficient in acrobatics and athletics, being an athlete, you think running would be part of that, but no.
Your dexterity checks to attempt to stay on your feet in tricky
You're a
situations.
sprinter, not a marathon runner.
Run across
I
a sheet
mean,
of
he
ice,
was
bounce a tight
track
rope.
and field, so technically he is a long runner.
Yeah, your lungs say different. We've been smoking.
Yeah. Okay.
He was the
You got
cool
better
kid in
at it than I
school.
do.
I'll just adjust, and because it's not an actual skill, I could just adjust the DC accordingly. Because technically, there's no way you could get much bonus to it. Even that's an easy fix. That's an easy workaround. Because typically, like Constitution is like you being able to run after something for prolonged periods of time, and how long you could run for without getting tired.
Okay, so with my background and whatnot, would I be able to get advantage to know what the kid?
Sometimes you can use skills with a different base stat,
Yeah, true.
right? So it could be your proficiency in athletics, which is going to be +3, and then plus your constitution instead of your strength.
You know what? I like that way better. Because that puts way less math on me to figure out.
So what do I roll?
So he had an 11. So basically, you just get to add your proficiency bonus. So that would be 11. Your proficiency is 3 now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So 14.
Okay. You guys hopefully understood the math, and I do not.
It's substituting your constitution.
Oh,
for
wait,
your
I'm looking at the
strength
wrong.
and athletics.
Sorry, I was looking at something else. So 5 plus. Okay, yeah, no, never mind. I was looking at a whole different number. Yeah, even if you had rolled with proficiency, that would not be enough. Okay. I just have to scroll down more. Yes. Altani. So I would describe it as you were trying to run as fast as possible to keep up with this person and keep track of the tracks. However, this is also very muddy and you're catching yourself. Like the more effort you put into like running forward, the more basically weight you're putting on the ground, which in turn makes your hooves sink in more and more. So you're kind of
I mean-
fighting against the environment.
You talking to Kaito still?
Oh yes, Kaido. Just describing.
No, Tony, don't you
the role.
remember growing hooves?
I mean, I totally have hooves. I don't know what you're talking about. Like, can't you tell that my Asmar is actually just a mask and I'm actually a tiefling in disguise? I'm infernal and you don't know it.
Or maybe we do. All right.
Maybe.
So, Altani, what are you doing?
Well, I feel like after my initial thing of like trying to look around and I'm not feeling like I'm making a ton of progress, I'm going to really put more into my acrobatics of trying to hop and like leap into the areas that are like the least muddy to make more progress forward, to try and get a little bit closer so that I can maybe see this person and get more of a bead on like whether or not their intentions are mischievous or malicious. So this time around, I'm going to use acrobatics and see what we got. Maybe. There we go. And I am feeling really good about it. Like I just seem to like all my footfalls are like exactly where they need to be. I feel like I'm finally making some progress forward. Ooh, not that far.
House. Alrighty.
There we go.
Oh, was I supposed to move on my first turn?
I mean, everybody else was. I thought you were just standing there and yelling from a distance.
No, I didn't. No.
Eh, we're coming up to your turn again. And you're like, oh, everybody's leaving. Which brings us to Price.
So Kaito's kind of I guess was tracking at first and now has kind of gotten the track, so is just trying to run, but we're in difficult terrain, it's raining and things like that. So I think Price is gonna try and pick up the tracking part of it. Because this thing's obviously making footprints. We know which direction it's going. So Price is going to try and keep his eyes on that, while also looking out for maybe some, weird, deeper looking puddles or something to try and have Kaito potentially avoid them. Fuck.
That is directly middle of the road there. So on a 10, in the heat of the moment, you are unable to spot anything outside of the fact that Kaito's running as fast as he can, and there's a lot of when you're just standing and it's raining and it hits you in the face and it's like hitting you on the head, but then when you start like running forward, it's like all in your eyes and like getting in your face, and you kind of have to squint to see because like the water's just hitting you like directly in like the eyeballs.
Yeah, it makes sense. Price is also not used to going this fast.
Really, I can't spell persuasion.
I have an inspiration if you need it, Price.
It's all good.
Okay.
See what happens.
Survival. Okay. So then we get down to Gnome.
All right. So something I hadn't considered before. I took Speedy as a feat, which gives you a little bit of dexterity, increases your base movement speed, but also when you dash, difficult terrain does not cost you any extra movement for that turn. I forgot about that. But I don't want to apply it retroactively. It's just food for thought right now. Because right now, I assume I'm in the pattern of jumping tree to tree and kind of just treating it as difficult terrain. And not just because I'm not going to jump down and go this way, right? So I want to like go from here to here to like here to here to here to here. I don't want to use my bonus. Well, no, I do want a bonus dash, but for my action, I want to use something else. I'm proficient with painter's supplies, and I happen to have painter's supplies on me. So I would like to apply some makeup while I'm jumping from branch to branch way down south here. And I want to paint my face like I'm at a carnival, and I want to be an owl. Like brown feathers and like, all the I want to look convincingly like an owl. Is that
Alright.
doable?
Yeah. I mean, it's technically using a skill. So a disguise, pretty much.
Painter supplies. I'm just face painting.
Proficiency with the set of artisan tools lets you add your proficiency bonus to any ability checks you use making the tools in your craft. Each type requires a 7 proficiency. So basically, I'm trying to ascertain which skill you're rolling for this.
Well, it's not really. It's usually wisdom based for painting. Like I already have the at the bottom where I just click the painter's tools, and it's just proficiency bonus plus wisdom, basically.
All right, and roll it.
But actually, I'm feeling really lucky because I'm really good at painting, so I'm gonna re-roll that, give myself advantage, and get rid of one of these luck die.
Let me read one thing about this. Give yourself advantage on the roll. Okay. When you roll a d20 for
right?
d20 test, you can spend 1 luck point. I'm reading up on the new luck. When you roll a d20
Here, I
for a
can
d20
link.
test, you can spend 1 luck to give yourself advantage on the roll. Are they? Is it a new rule basically saying you have to? That's weird. Anyway, it's the wording of it where I'm just like, huh. I thought I read somewhere where it's like the new, or maybe even the as written, it's like you're supposed to declare you're doing it before, but then the weird thing about it is you could also use lucky reactively when something attacks you. So it's like so you have to declare you're using lucky before you do the
Before
roll.
the
but
roll,
then,
yes.
But then you could still
That's the
use it
new ruling.
after another, which is still kind of
Wait. Well, but you always have to declare you're using lucky before the roll. You can't say, "Oh, I want to use lucky because I failed that."
well for
Okay,
now.
that's fair.
We'll just go. We will let it roll this time with that in mind. I mean, I might still. I'll think on that one. We'll just keep doing it as it is for this session. Like I
Okay.
know I see what they're saying as far as what the rule is, but then it's like then you'll probably be less likely to use it. Because then you're just gonna go, well, I'm pretty sure I could roll this, so I'm just never gonna use lucky because I'm probably
Well,
gonna be
I
rolling.
guess we could use it as insurance, right? It's
Well,
when we
you
feel like
have
we
them.
really
Yeah,
need to
you know,
win
if you
something.
know something's important, you would use a lucky die because you get your proficiency of them. So you get a bunch of them and you get them back on a long rest. So you should be using them.
Yeah, food for thought. Anyway, just keep things moving along. We'll go with the 20.
Okay.
And you said you were trying to look like a clown?
No, an owl.
An owl.
This looks like I went straight, but I was zigzagging. I was hopping.
Painters. Imagine that'll be a disguise kit, but I'll let slide. Alright, Vimac. As you see a very convincing, very large owl jumping from tree to tree. It could be an enemy. Or maybe it's Maybelline. Maybe he's bored with it. Anyway, Firemac, what you doing?
Well, with Orlin on my shoulders, I am going to be using bonus action to tap into Orlin's senses. Knowing that Orlin has
Welcome back.
she has better vision and perception than me. So I will tap into her perception.
Well, mind you, these are narrative rounds, so basically a movement and a skill check. So tapping into your familiar senses, you are doing what? What roll?
Perception.
13. Ooh.
Tapping into my Orlin senses to use, like what she's aware of. Right.
To which Orlin is not, like, Orlin is used to being on your shoulder, but not necessarily used to you using them in such a snap decision kind of moment. So maybe there's a little bit of, a discombobulation between your perspective shifting in such a short amount of time, in the rain, in such a strenuous action. DDoS, no. All right, let me tally these up. Let me move my keyboard. Okay. Got a pass, fail, success. Okay. So with everything tallied up there for the end of, I'll unhide this token because, well, at least the initiative. Let's see. Okay. So nobody's really been able to regain visual confirmation as of yet. You do have, some tracking happened, and you probably felt like, just based on how long ago they started dipping out and running, you probably felt like you were getting closer that first, few seconds. But between the combined efforts of the party right now, it's getting harder and harder to track them. the rain has picked up a good bit. They have now dipped into a much more dense location of the forest, so there's a lot more trees, a lot more obscured vision, a lot harder to track, just on account of, for one, the weather, but for two, there's a lot of like roots that are protruding from the ground, so the tracks become even harder to keep track of because they're now stepping on like wooden logs that aren't really leaving clear and obvious footprints. So you're kind of finding yourself having to slow down and take more time to figure out like where they're going. But no visual confirmation as of yet. Round 3. Kaito.
Oh boy. Okay. Can I do an acrobatics one where I'm like trying to just avoid the roots and stuff so I don't actually trip on something? As I'm still following this guy.
What is your movement that you're planning to use for it? Are you running after him or a normal pace?
Probably more normal because of how difficult the terrain is, and he doesn't want to eat it while trying to save somebody.
All right. Let's see what you get. I need a third monitor. And you rolled a 10. So that exact fear that you were concerned with, like, you're trying not to run too fast, but you're also in a hurry. You're also a little, you're in the moment. You're frustrated. You're trying to track this guy in the rain. He has your stuff. You're getting kind of mad. The rain is picked up, and it's just like this whole situation is just a shit show, albeit very sudden and unexpected. And with a 10, you definitely keep finding yourself, like, as you're moving forward, you keep catching yourself in like mud puddles, like particularly extra soft pieces of terrain. So when you take steps, you sink in more than before.
Boy. I think that's it for me then.
Fail. Athletics. All right, Altani. You're seeing poor Kaito struggling to get through this terrain.
Well, I'm wondering too if, like, with the weather and everything, if maybe trying to run and make a ton of noise is actually the wrong way to go about it. So I am going to try and maybe go stealthy and start making my way maybe around to like flank the guy to try and cut him off. So I'm starting to really like watch my footing. It's less about speed, more about accuracy, and trying to like make my way around and maybe try and get some headway without him realizing that we're getting closer. Hey.
Right. Stealth. Alrighty. You're quiet as the wind, which at this point you're much quieter than the wind because the rain has picked up and it's making a lot of noise. Alright, well that one was quick. Price. And also, where are you moving to?
Oh, probably up and to the left a little bit. Cat just climbed into my lap, so I'm have to give attention. Ooh. No, don't eat my charger cord. I will move in just a moment, but we'll say up and to the left a little bit. Up and to the left a little bit. That's my charge cord. Stop it.
All right. Well, when you're free to move, because I don't want to put your token where you might not want it. Price.
So last time Price was trying to follow the tracks and potential trail, and I'm assuming all this rain is kind of filling in the tracks with mud, and so he wasn't really able to properly follow that.
And
So I'm just gonna
Kaido's
kind of do
falling in a lot of puddles. Probably
Yeah.
in part due to that, your inability to spot them.
yeah. So Price is just gonna kind of do a general sort of scan in the direction that we think this creature ran, watching for rustling in the trees or listening for, branches cracking and breaking that might be walked over or something like that. So do perception.
Also, Kaido, did you move? I don't think you moved your token.
Hey, Price, you want to use my inspiration for that?
I have one. I'll use mine.
Okay.
Hey, Kalia.
Hey, yeah, go. Oh, you mean Altani? Yeah. Yeah, you got it. Go for it, buddy.
Wow.
Too bad
Remember
you
that-
don't have lucky.
You remember that rule that we were kind of talking about yesterday, Cubed?
Mm-hmm. The idea.
Yep.
Which was the one that got? Oh, it's the halfling that has that. Okay, it was halfling luck. That's okay. Not no gnomes don't have it. Halflings have that
So we'll roll a 1.
basically. All right, so a 14. You do have some trouble with the rain situation, but it's kind of hard to tell. Kind of hard to tell. Because, like I said, so you're trying to listen for snapping branches and heavy set footprints or any kind of noise, but the complication is that the weather is definitely proving to be the second opponent to your initial goal. So perception. Oh, what the hell?
That makes sense. And yeah, he's still on Kaito's back, so
All
I
right.
haven't moved Kaido at all because I don't know where I'm supposed to be or able to move to, so I haven't moved him. Was
Closer
I
to the
supposed
upper
to?
right of the map.
Oh. Well, how far would he have been able to move last turn? And the turn before that, I haven't moved at all since we started rolling.
Well, let's see. So you weren't sprinting, so you'd only have been using normal movement,
Which is 80.
but that was difficult terrain because of all of the.
So 40
failing.
for last turn.
So the idea is once you guys hit the edge of the map, then it's because it's still just forest. We'll just put basically it's moving everybody to the bottom left and continuing because
Yeah, I
it's
feel
all
like-
still just forest. So
And the turn before that would have also been 40, right?
yeah, I feel like we would have been moving.
And then the turn before, I haven't moved since we started rolling. That's 3 rounds. I didn't know I was supposed to be moving.
I moved you once.
Yeah, we moved the first initial time, and then it's
Okay.
been this was 2 rounds since then. So
All right,
like
well,
you
whatever,
would
I
have definitely
moved
made it
the
to the edge
round
of the
bef-
map.
Okay. I'll move the of them up.
All right.
Who's there
Scooter
now?
would have been following us as well. So I'm just kind of I'm just bringing everyone along, I guess.
But what we do because big forest is big forest. We just do this. And he would be all right, because that's basically where everybody was. Yep. And there. Okay. So essentially, as a chase scene, because it is also a narrative-based chase, and instead of me having to have a map that's 600 feet wide, which I'm sure people's computers would not be able to handle that, because Kaito's movement, we're just sort of moving you guys edge of screen. Once you get to the edge, move you back to the bottom left, etc., depending on which direction people go. And I think that's a
Just need
far
that.
more efficient use of generic map forest terrain.
Yeah, it makes sense. We just need that workshop map that Seiji had for the Christmas one shot.
It's huge. Where are we at? So we just did. That was price. Gnome. I should say owl gnome. Nomowl? Owl gnome? Nomowl? How'd you combine those? I think he stepped away and hasn't made it back yet.
Yeah, he put BRB but hasn't put back yet.
Bye, Mac.
I think I will use. I will try to dig in and start to bound. Take strong strides to use my athletics.
$13. Your strikes, your strides are so strong, it's almost like skipping in mud. Basically, hopscotching in terrain that's very muddy, very soft soiled right now. And you know, you're trying to move forward, but your footsteps are heavier than the terrain is willing to sustain itself, and you just keep sinking in and slowing down. Athletics. And that leaves us see if Gnome is back yet. Gnome. House. Two. I mean, I'll calculate these up while we're at it. So round 3. Round 3. Unknown fate. Wait, I'm missing somebody. Wait. Kaito. Altani. Elf.
He should skip him and he'll be back when he can. The family thing came up. Oh, he saw.
Calculate this out. All right, let's see here. me calculate this out. Yes. 2. All right. So I'm tallying up everything. Okay, so you guys are pretty sure that you have lost track of them as far as the skill challenge is concerned. So what do you do about that? Like, and at this point, you guys you're, momentarily exhausted. Like, you're needing to take a breather. You've been running through trees and mud and wet soil and over branches, like under branches and through the woods, and like it's not easy to try and chase after somebody while keeping track of them, while tracking footsteps, while still trying to keep your own footsteps being hidden, while see, what was the other one? While yelling at people to get back here, you filthy thief, or painting yourself to look like an owl while jumping through the trees and trying to see if you can figure out what kind of branches have been broken in the midst of a rainstorm. It's at this point you hit that limit where you're just like needing to catch a breath, get a breather, regroup. You have not really much idea which direction they are currently, but the fact of the matter still remains that you are here and you're still together as a group. I mean, eventually, like a couple of stragglers, because Kaido does still outrun everybody, unless you're on Kaido's back. So yeah, you have an opportunity to regroup, catch your breath, get your regather get your wits about you, and figure out what you want to do.
Well, I guess my question somewhat OOC, but to kind of just get an idea of what we're doing here. Is today going to be a lot of skill challenges, or are we kind of back to more of a traditional searching method, or
Well, you're out. This skill challenge is done, so
okay.
I don't want to spoil anything and just be like, yeah, well,
Okay.
this is how the movies. This is what's going to happen in the movie. It's like, well, I mean,
Well, I didn't know if this was. I guess it's just having an idea of the context of what we're. I don't know. I thought this was kind of cool, kind of different to have a skill check kind of skill challenge. But I would play differently with that than I would if we're doing this more traditionally. So that's why I ask. I guess it's, should we expect more of those tonight in general? Is that something that we're going to be kind of incorporating into more of our sessions?
we'll see.
Okay.
It's one of those things I don't want to say yes or no, because that's that I feel like that would be a little spoilery, and I'm just like, just play as you are playing anyway. Like, play as your character. That's what I think about it. The less you know, the better, I think, is probably also a good mantra in some cases.
For me personally, it because of my brain stuff, it makes it hard for me to get into character when I don't have context. That's why I ask, but we'll see how this goes, and I'm just gonna hope for the best. So
she's
yeah,
gonna-
if we're taking a breather, maybe slowing down and kind of trying to get our bearings, see if we can maybe pick the trail back up, since we lost track of the guy. And for me, as I kind of approach Kaito and Price, well, I mean, I didn't see him where he went. Did you guys see anything? I think we lost him. I'm talking to Price and Kaito.
I was chewing a pretzel. I'm sorry.
Oh, fair.
Oh, a chocolate
like,
chip pretzel to be
what's that out
exact.
That sounds
Um,
delicious, to be fair.
Kaido, you can tell he's not in the mood to talk. He's very pissed. He's very upset that they've lost him, and he's probably just trying to look around for any sign of being able to refind him. Angry centaur noises.
Well, I get the sense that he'll turn back up since, I mean, he could have taken off and been long gone by the time we woke up. So the fact that this person was remaining and waiting to taunt us before taking off tells me that they might want us to follow them. I could be wrong, but I get the sense that they don't necessarily just want to lose us right away. But I could always take a look, from a different perspective if we need. If somebody can help me find the tracks, who's our best tracker around here?
I don't know. I mean, I have a +4 to survival. That's all I know.
Well, I've definitely trained my skills more to kind of fade into the shadows rather than survival tracking. So if you can find the tracks and give me an idea of where to look, I might be able to get us some new insight. Because she's thinking she might fly up over the treetops a bit and get a look from above and get an idea. Maybe holler down if there's a direction that she sees him going. But she doesn't really know where
Kaido
to
doesn't know
start.
she flies, right?
Probably not.
You go look at Price. Hey, Price. Is he there or is he AFK?
I'm here.
Send it. And he's gonna point upwards. I will catch it. Don't worry.
Well, I'll probably look at the two of you and gesture, be like, "Oh," and I'll look to Price, be like, "Oh, you fly as well? That could be helpful. We could coordinate."
Oh yeah.
Oh,
He
yeah.
flies all right.
I can fly, and also, and he's gonna gesture to his cloak of billowing. And he's gonna also then point over at Scooter. Scooter can fly too.
Oh, well, this should be very helpful. Wonderful.
Am I sending the gnome?
I don't know.
And
Are
so
you?
Price
I'm
is gonna
asking,
like
that's
at
kind
this
of asking
point.
Price.
You've thrown Price so many times that he's almost just kind of like he just doesn't even really even say anything anymore. He just kind of assumes the position.
Okay, he's gonna send you like straight upwards, and also be prepared to catch you anyway back down.
Oh, well, I mean, do we have a direction we're aiming for?
Up.
I see. Well, Tani's not really sure what to expect here because she's thinking this is a different type of method than she's used to. She's just gonna kind of
So-
wait and watch.
So we're flying? We're flying scouting? Is that what we're doing?
Well, that was
As Kaido's already thrown.
That was my
Price
thought,
into
but
the air.
apparently our friend
okay.
Price here is flight capable, so he's going to, I guess, take a look straight up.
Well, let me I'll assist with that. Orlin, you're gonna have to go. Just as I dismiss Orlin.
All right. So
Oh,
since Price is already in the sky, with an 18, you are fairly certain that you spot some kind of large reptilian creature
Ruh-roh.
And you realize it's not just one of them, but there's two of them.
Okay. And in the meantime, I would be testing that.
Do I have to roll again since I stated I would be prepared to catch him again when he came back down, or?
Yep, because now you gotta give me an acrobatics to catch him. Because
Got it.
Price flew up and, he hit the apex of his flight and now it's back down. And like a baby being tossed by their parents, you actually catch them.
See anything?
Yeah. There's two big like lizard things. In which direction?
If it lets me ping. Ping.
Over there. By the tree line.
Do you think that's where that guy went?
I didn't see the thing that took our stuff though.
Mm.
I will be telling Clem, who I just had spawned in place of Orlin, you know what to do, as he makes himself invisible and flies off my shoulders.
So do we see them? I mean, like, is it possible? Are they, I guess, in the trees, or would we potentially be able to see them between us and the tree line?
Oh, they're in the tree. They're in the tree line. Like, you guys don't see them, but it was only because Price flew up and above that he was able to see between some of the branches and catch a little bit of them.
Okay. Well, Altani is going to be looking at Price and Kaito during all these shenanigans and kind of has a hand to her chin like, that was definitely a unique way to deal with things. Not really what I was expecting, but seemed effective. Nice work.
Yeah, we do cool stuff like that all the time.
Oh yeah.
Well, I can see
Yeah,
why
there's
Luana
two
talks so highly of you.
weird lizard things.
Hmm.
Were you able to tell if they were just giant lizards or they look more not normal?
I don't really know.
So do we
Well,
go in
they were
that
in the
direction? And
direction of where we thought, where we were chasing the thing that stole our stuff, though.
so maybe we
He might have been taking
Go
us into
investigate?
a trap.
I can handle a couple giant lizards.
I mean, this person did seem to want us to be disarmed. So that's
And wanted us to chase him. I
Yeah.
think it's an ambush.
I think it's gonna get what it wants because I need to keep the tar out of it.
Yeah, we got to get our stuff back.
All right, you said over there.
Yep.
Kaido's gonna start moving.
Well, I might be able to drive them out toward us if you would like me to get them out in the open.
You probably got this far before you said that. Is that a good idea? He's gonna play a surprise. See his thoughts on it.
Sure. I mean, we could surround him. Either way.
Here's an idea. What if I go in and try to lure them out, and you guys be ready to ambush them instead? Y'all know I'm fast enough.
I mean, that is true. I also have some incorporeal weapons, but do you have other weapons you can rely on in the absence of what was stolen from you?
I still have my axe.
Oh, that was just my walking stick. And I got another one.
I
but
just
I
lost
left-
all my throwable weapons
I left that with
in
Glor.
my crossbow.
Oh, hold on. Let's see. What have I got? Do I have anything? You know, I don't really have anything that you can throw.
No, it's alright. I have 2 short bows if I need them. I
Oh
just
yeah,
don't
you
have my
got the
hand
bow
axes
and
anymore.
the quiver, right? The new one.
Mm-hmm. They didn't take those, thankfully. No, it
All right, well,
really does. I just know it's fancy.
Well, it sounds
You
as if
also
we
got-
at least have
you
some
got-
options.
winged horseshoes. Are they lightning bolts? Are they
Them
lightning,
lightning bolts.
You look snazzy.
Thanks. And you want to hop
Wait,
off,
okay,
or
I'm
you
getting
going in with me?
distracted. Are we doing this?
Yeah, we're doing this. You guys get ready to ambush the ambushers, huh?
Oh, I'm ready.
Well, if we're doing that, I should send Clem in to get in a good position.
Okay.
He's already invisible, flying roughly above us and ahead of us.
Okay. I
Then
stand
I
by
will
my
save
sentence.
my flight until it's needed. However, I do want to kind of go into stealth mode. Let's see if I can. Hey. And I want to stealth my way over. Oh, gosh, way off the map. God dang.
Oh, she really can fly.
I didn't see her move at all on my screen. So I'm like, what do you mean?
My mouse like went way off the edge of everything. It just went flying. Okay. So I kind of want to make my way into the trees, like over here. So I'm kind of in the shadows. See if I can get maybe a better look. Let's see if I have. Do I sense anything from over here?
From over there, no.
No.
But you
Okay.
know, it's still
No.
raining, so
Fair.
that's a factor.
Well, I'll just be
I've-
keeping an eye in the general direction that he pointed.
I have a question about just action economy stuff. I've got a spell that says it's a reaction, but in the text, it seems like it's. I don't understand why it's a reaction. Like, it seems like something I would need to cast preemptively.
Oh,
Is
what's the
that
spell?
What the fuck?
it's Spiny Shield. It's I can just link it. I think I can link it. Yeah, there you go. So it says it's a reaction, but it's basically like it's buffing me until the end of my next turn. And it says
Right,
nothing
so-
about like
When you get hit by damage,
By a melee attack, it's a.
you can
oh,
react and use Spiny Shield and deduct
Okay.
2d4 from that, and then that's going to
Oh, okay, I
last
see that.
until the
I
end of
see
your
that.
next turn.
Thank you. Yeah, because I was like, I don't think you can use reactions just openly. Like it has to react to something. Anyway. I think Scooter's like posturing out here.
Alright, I assume Price would have also gotten off Kaido's back if he's not going into the thick of it. right?
Yeah, if we're depending on like how we're gonna do this.
Kaido said he can go in, get their attention, and didn't follow them back out.
I was sending Clem into the trees, scout ahead while being invisible.
Distance. And okay.
Alright, if everyone's ready, Kaido's gonna go towards wherever the fuck the wizard was. Can you see him over here?
All right, roll me initiative.
Okay.
The second you peek your head through that tree line. 1.
Oh.
Dude, I don't think I've rolled above a 7 today.
Why did Clem roll? Wait.
I'm supposed to. It says I roll. for initiative.
Not for Clem. So pretty much we've just been doing it as
Okay.
your familiar just goes on your turn. Because otherwise it just convolutes initiative. Because it's just going to be, well, I'll just have my familiar wait until my turn. And it's like,
Oh, is
you
that
would have done it anyway.
lizards? They look like fucking dinosaurs.
I said large lizards.
That's funny. Sorry.
You did not do a nature check to determine what they are. But
I just saw reptiles.
there's so many.
Go get them, Kaito.
All right, so I gotta get them an initiative. Normal.
Oh. They are Rexes, huh? Interesting to know. Rawr.
So as you peeked your head through the tree lines, you definitely saw two very large, toothy reptile creatures. And
Okay.
let's see. They definitely saw you. But it is not their turn.
Also not mine.
Correct. So Altani, you don't
All
really
right.
see them yet because they're still in the tree line.
They don't like roar at seeing Kaito.
Oh, they're making lots of noise now. It's just you can't physically see them because the trees. You can hear
Well-
them. You have a pretty good idea where they are, but you just don't see them.
Well, after hearing the crashing and probably seeing the trees swaying, I'm gonna fly up and get a better view. So
Will that make you be unhidden? Because you are stealthed out right now.
I am. But I think even if I attack, I'd be unhidden, right?
Only if you hit.
Yeah, I
No,
think
you
I'll
still-
probably.
Even if you do attack while hidden, it breaks your stealth because it's
Not with the new thing, I thought.
Oh yeah, it will break your stealth. The only thing is,
I
if,
thought
you
it only broke the stealth if you hit. So I remember you guys talking about it in VC that day.
I think that was something else.
Oh.
For her, I thought it was something about her hit die or something.
Yeah, I think
Or
for
no,
this one, like I think
wait.
if I miss, it maintains stealth, but I think it breaks stealth if I hit.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. So that's okay because I'm going to get myself hopefully out of danger range, and get a better view at the same time. Because let me see if I'm.
Was that from a psionic dice? I'm trying to remember.
What the.
No, it was just one of the new
Stealthing?
rogue feature things. I remember you guys talking about it when I was just
Did I miss
hanging out
something?
eavesdropping. I didn't have anything better to do.
So let's see. Do I really need to roll? I don't really need to roll anything. I can just choose what I'm doing, right? Let me see if it. I don't think it said anything about rolling. No, it's just a bonus action. So,
Subclass.
yeah. So anybody paying attention is going to see me maybe glow a little bit. And I kind of put my arms up and out, and you guys see these wings just like suddenly generate and like kind of bloom out from my back. And I crouch down and then launch myself up in the air. Let's see. For me, just curious what this would be. Oh, let me close these windows.
Skulker.
Okay. So then, so would I be able to see them from up in the air?
You would. And also, for context, it was the skulker feat that you took.
Mm.
Yes. Okay, I did see Skulker in there. I didn't open that up. Thank you. Perfect. Okay. So then from up top, let's see if I still have my things here. So for this, should I just kind of do what I did before for my Soul Blade? Do the numbers still add up to be what I had in my previous thing? Like, is that what we're gonna keep doing for the Soul Blade attacks? Is just use the weapon?
Let me
Weapon
see,
stats?
because they did add psychic blades.
See,
Click on psychic blades and see if it lets you do an attack roll.
Let's see here. Manifest shimmering blades of psychic energy. Let's see. It just says it's loading psychic blade. Let me pull up this separately. See if it does anything. Oh, and I also deal Vex on a hit, which gives me advantage on the next attack. Let's see.
Let me see. Is a way to fix this.
Yeah,
This
because
is-
I'm not really seeing.
Let's see.
Let's see. Would be. Yeah, I'm not. It's not really helping me here.
What if I look under weapons?
60-foot range, dexterity, ability modifier, crit threshold of 20. Yeah, I'm not sure how to set this up.
I am looking. See if there's
I mean, the damage is 1d6 on the main hand and 1d4 on the offhand, but beyond that, I'm not sure what the actual.
I'm gonna try something here,
Do it.
and we're gonna
I trust you.
see if this. Because we use the 24 version. That should be all time. Because yours is it's in a different spot. Rogue 3 Soul Knife, 1d4. Wait a minute. I'm looking at the wrong Altani.
Oh yeah, so Kaito, the thing we were talking about within the Skulker feat, it's Sniper. If I make an attack roll while hidden and the roll misses, making the attack roll does not reveal my location.
Yeah, I remember you guys talking about it.
Yeah. Like I knew it was in here, I just couldn't remember what it was part of.
That is weird. It did that in. Working on it. That's something different. Psychic Blades is coming up as
I
not
think
a
the
weapon
short
attack.
sword I have in my thing should work.
Well, it
Yeah,
would
because I
be.
just see it just says loading psychic blade. It's not really doing anything.
So it would be. I don't. Is it, no, it wouldn't.
For me,
work
it
with a
says
short sword.
loading psychic blade, and when I click
Yeah.
the word psychic blade, it shows me the stats, the details, the effects, the range, the damage. Is there a way
But
to
it-
load that as an item in your inventory?
Well, and what's weird is when I click on it, the details like it shows up as weapon type simple melee, but also properties of being thrown. So
Yeah, it can be thrown.
Yeah. But I'm not sure. Like, it doesn't say what the armor class would need to beat it. Does that make sense? Oh, here. Well, yeah, damage 1d6 plus modifier.
Formulas. Okay. Crit.
Because I think before it used to match my short sword.
Well, that's because we were using your short sword as the filler
No, I know.
item.
Yeah.
2024.
But
And
I guess
so
really,
when you
it's
click
still just-
details, right, doesn't it show finesse thrown, the activation cost, and it shows like
activation
the
cost,
1d6
one
damage?
action. So I guess it would just basically be rolling a d20 and then a d6 plus my dexterity modifier.
No, the d6 is damage. Attack is your accuracy, right? So it just says ability modifier dexterity, and then you'll add
Yeah.
your proficiency
gonna
bonus.
try
So
something.
just your dex plus your proficiency.
What if I can bring
plus
it in
a
as
d4.
an item?
Oh, okay. So dex. Let me see. And then, so
Wait, one
proficiency
sec.
is light weapons, huh? Hmm?
So in the setup,
Oh, I just figured out how to do it. Okay.
Oh.
You can drag that where it says loading psychic blade. I opened my own character sheet up. Look, bam. I drug your psychic blade to my inventory. It put it under my weapons. Then I clicked it.
Okay.
It rolled it. Now if I press attack normal, it added my dexterity plus my modifier. I got a 16 on it.
Okay.
Damage 1d6 plus 4.
I'll try that. Oh, hey there. Yeah, oh my gosh, that's awesome. Okay, great.
I didn't know you could just drag it off the chat.
Okay, so I would get normal, but my dexterity modifier is higher than that.
3.
then 3.
More
Yeah,
than
it's
3?
It's 6, I think. Here,
Well,
hold
no.
on.
Can't have a dex
Oh,
mod
yeah.
of 6.
Oh,
No,
that's a saving throw. Never
so,
mind. Sorry.
it's 3, yeah.
Yeah, it's 3. Never mind. Okay. Yeah.
So yeah, the
So that worked. That was great. Cool.
oh, and that attack from stealth is an advantage. So you would have
But once I fly, am I no longer stealthed?
She lit up like a Christmas tree. I'm pretty sure she's not
No.
hiding anymore.
Well, I mean, that was more role play. It doesn't necessarily say that I light up. It's just that I sprout wings, is all that happens.
Well, if
I
you
was-
role played it, it happened. So you lit up
But
like
they
a
couldn't
Christmas
see.
tree.
If I couldn't see them, they can't see me.
And it's also raining.
And it's raining.
Yeah. Plus, nobody ever looks up.
Well, so I guess really the question is would I be attacking from stealth technically still?
Yep, because you still rolled the stealth.
Okay. And then
and-
so what would I get?
And whether or not you
Oh,
like
advantage, right.
illuminated per se, I mean it's still raining, so
Oh, there we go. So it would be with advantage, which would mean it'd be a 23.
then because it's from advantage, you can use your sneak attack die on that. And Vex
Oh, yeah.
gives you your
Well, it would
advantage on
be,
your-
but I can't do offhand because I
Oh.
sprouted the wings for my bonus
so
action.
you'll have advantage.
But
on your
next round,
attack.
I think Vex, confirm with me, does the Vex last just to my next attack period, or is it only my next attack within this round? think it's
your
just like-
next attack roll
Just-
against that creature, so that
Yeah.
specific creature.
Oh, okay, perfect. Okay, cool. All right, perfect. Excellent. Thanks, guys. All right, so I'm going after the one at the top of the map. Attacking for 23 because I would get advantage, and then make sure that, and then my
Finesse thrown.
let's see, I'm at
Vex.
3d6 for sneak attack, right? Is that the same still with that thing? I forgot. Let me look.
You have 4d6
4.
at 7, and
Ah,
you
yes,
also
that's
have your
Let me double
your
check.
cunning strikes now.
Oh, that's true. Let me pull that up too. Okay. Can add one of the following. Let's see.
Sorry, new system woes. We're learning.
Ooh,
We're learning.
okay.
We're learning.
I think I also want to add trip to that. So I'll drop this down to the 3d6. So I'm going to do 3d6 plus trip with you, like to try and get it to go prone. So it has to succeed on a dex saving throw or have the prone condition.
All right. What is the DC going to
So
be?
The DC is your dex and proficiency plus 8.
okay. That's not that much. Let's see, that'd be what, 14? Yeah, 14.
All
And
right.
11 damage either way.
So 11 either way.
Hey, I just knocked a T-Rex down with my mind blades.
Let me do the damage first so I don't forget. Bam. And condition will be prone. My icons are
I could totally imagine it like it's going to take a step
so
and it
tiny.
just gets shot in the head out of nowhere and like just totally loses track of like where the ground is and
Uh-huh.
just like swipes its foot out from underneath itself and just falls flat on its face.
And it has a lot of face.
So much face. And I'm going to holler down to you guys, be like, okay, I got one down. Kaido, the one, let's see, to your 10 o'clock. It's prone. So you're probably safe to go after the other one if you want, or take the other one out while I have it down. I'm going to kind of point in the general direction, and then I'll point where the other one is that I can see too.
I had to
So-
step into the tree line. Can I still see her?
Yeah, you were able to see them when you stepped in.
No. Can I still see Altani?
Probably because I'm up above the tree line, so you'd be able to see me probably through the trees.
Altani's not stealth anymore either.
No.
So yes.
Oh, I did not realize I had reliable talent for skill and tool proficiency checks.
Yeah, that's a pretty good one.
That's awesome. I appreciate how these are also laid out now for different things. It makes it a lot easier to comprehend what I need to do.
All right, so Altani's done.
I'm done. Yep. Thanks, guys.
Oops, I forgot the beginning combat. Anyway, Kaido.
Alright.
There's a very large lizard that's knocked down and one that looks like it's about to charge you and eat your face.
I'm rereading the rage for the new features and stuff to make sure I don't mess it up.
And I'll say Gnome had caught it because just for a quick catch up for Kuth, pretty much you guys had lost track of the guy, but you had some time to regroup and reconvene, and then figure out what they want to do, and then they spot these lizards, and we are where we are. So I figured
Okay.
Oh, yuck.
you'd be where you are when everybody reconvened. Anyway, Kaido.
Um, first he's gonna do this.
All right, what's
Why not
this?
activate it, Mike?
Are you
That's the
raging?
rage. I used to have in my what was it, effects that I would check for it to be on. I don't have a check for turning on the rage anymore. So I don't know how to turn it on. I used to be a thing I toggled, but that thing's gone. So is it just automatic?
Oh, you retain strength.
It might need to be configured. I know some of my stuff need to be configured.
Let's see.
I know I used to have to go into effects and check it, but the only thing I have in there now is the unarmed offense. There's nothing for rage in there, so.
So if you click on the triple dots on it and edit rage, and you go to the details,
Okay.
do you have like anything set in usage or
Activation cost 1, bonus action.
limited usage? Is there numbers there?
Yeah, I have
How
3
many-
or 4. It did take it off of my usage
Okay.
because I did activate it, but
Yeah.
after it did that before on my old sheet, but after I did that, I then had to go to my effects and toggle it on so it would be
Oh.
applied to all my rolling. I don't have the effects thing to toggle on anymore. So I don't know if it's automatically going to be applied to all my rolls like it normally would be.
Prompt. Let's see here. If we can add it as.
Guess we can monitor your rolls and see.
Act.
I actually don't see it adding anything to my rolls this time, and in the description it just says I get advantage on strength checks and saving throws, which that's the only thing I can see it would be an like a something for it to be rolled for. So I'm guessing it just is changed. It doesn't add the rolls anymore.
Let's
know.
see. Rage. When you make an attack using a strength or either weapon or unarmed strike and deal damage to the target, you gain a bonus damage. That increases as you gain levels in the barbarian, as shown in the rage damage column. That's probably why it's a column. Of the barbarian's class feature. Of the class feature.
Well, how do I?
Barbarian. Rage damage would be okay. Yeah, I need to make a toggle for that. So right now it's going to add +2 damage.
All right. Okay. And with that, he's then gonna use attack roll. It's 14 hit.
A 14. Which one are you aiming for?
The one that's up.
Let's see, and using a bow. Yes, 14 would hit. An arrow sticks into its leathery hide, and it roars.
Okay.
You are the
Okay,
angriest archer that
damage.
they have ever seen.
And I believe I had mastery in 3 weapons. I picked my axe, my short bow, and I think originally the hand axe, but I don't have that anymore. But those are the 3 masters I have. So he'd been also whatever the next thing is.
Mm-hmm.
So you'll get advantage on your
on
next
one.
attack.
Okay. Okay. Kaido's gonna stand his ground because he wants to be sure this fucker's chasing him out into the open. Well, wait. It is roaring at him and stuff. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Alright, he will step back 15 feet. Hoping he'll chase him. That way they're out. Okay. Now Kaido's done.
You have extra attack
Oh, yes, I do. That is right.
and you have advantage.
Oh, and that last damage, you said it's +2 to damage from the rage, so that would have been a 10, not 8. Not bad.
Not from the bow, though.
Oh, okay, it's only melee. Got it.
If you use a, let me show you this, you can.
Alright, so this being the second attack roll.
If you threw the short bow at him, that would technically
I'm
count.
not
'cause I'll
throwing
be
a short bow
strength.
at him. So I get
If you-
advantage on the second attack because of the Vex, right?
Yep.
So that's with advantage 25.
And now you also get advantage on your next attack.
Alright, so here's the damage from the 25. 4. Alright. Now I'm done. Thank you for reminding me about my extra attack. I forgot. I
Like,
got
as
so
long as you use
bamboozled
your
over
bow,
trying to figure out that rage thing.
as long as you use your bow and you keep hitting, you're just gonna have advantage.
Nice.
On your next attack roll against that creature.
But if you got a longbow, it has the heavy trait. So you can actually use your great weapon master with it to get the extra bonus damage.
Well, they stole my longbow. I don't have one anymore.
Oh, that makes sense.
And my mastery for the longbow would just be to slow them.
Yeah.
But yeah, I had my hand axe, my flame lash, and my short bow as my masteries. One of them got fucking stolen.
Yoink. But it wasn't these these big lizard things that stole them. Why are you hurting them?
I
They're
know,
just
but
friends.
they're in the way. They're in the way.
All right. Gnome.
All right.
You
So
hear roaring, but you can't see anything from here. But whatever it is sounds large and very heavy, and something just went thud and roaring.
well, I see Kaido in front of me because he just took his turn. So following his perspective where he's shooting, where is that direction?
In the direction of the southern one.
Slightly up and
Alright.
to the right of where he was at.
Well, I'm just gonna follow him, and I'm gonna nod as I do my little Naruto run, hands flailing out behind me, and I'm gonna run into the woods. At what point would I notice this thing?
Oh, as soon as you hit that line, you cross that threshold.
All right, that's when I'm gonna take my long sword that's across my back, and I'm gonna come all the way up to this thing, right here even. And even though I've got my long sword out, I'm gonna rush up to its ankle, and I'm just gonna headbutt it and slam my head as hard as I can against it, trying to break some bone. And not satisfied, I'm gonna cry out in Goblin, and it's just gonna be like right, and then I'm gonna bash it again. And then shaking off having just used my head as a weapon twice, I'm going to take a breath through my nose and I'm going to focus myself. I'm going to use my focus. And then I'm going to headbutt it twice more in the same spot so that I get 4 headbutt attacks. And I'm going to make sure it feels the wrath of my Fury of the Small, which I get for being a goblin. So this will be buck 2, wow, 3, 4. So
There's a
I
nat
assume
one
2 of
there.
those hit. Yes, it is.
All right, if you want to keep that natty one.
Mm-hmm.
So the first is definitely gonna miss for sure. And there's no mastery, I don't think, applied to this because you're just headbutting.
I don't have weapon mastery.
That's right. Okay, so roll me a D100. All right. Don't worry, the effects of this roll will happen shortly. And then, all right, so then the 9 would miss. So you get a crit and the 26 would hit. And you will
Alright,
find out on its turn what the result of that nat 1 is.
Okay, let me do this one first. Oh, wrong. That's attack, not damage. All right, add my 3 from Fury of the Small. This is for the crit. And then this one's for the regular. Alright. 21 bludgeoning damage. But for the purposes of like defenses and stuff, they are magical.
Righto.
Magical headbutts. So they can't get resistance if they don't have resistance to magical.
All right.
And then this also grants me agile parry because I have my weapon out, but I didn't use it, and instead I used an unarmed strike as my primary attack, which increases my AC by 2.
Yo, gonna need it. Anyway,
That's it. You just see Gnome again. He's got like the little hands flailing out behind him, like literally. Then as soon as he sees the giant lizard, pulls out this huge sword that's almost as tall as he is. It's not a great sword. It's just a long sword. He's just short. And then you watch him headbutt, 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 headbutt. Probably misses the first time. There's a little trickle of blood there, maybe. Just like it's the dumbest attack you've ever seen. He is only using his forehead right now. And then I end my turn.
and only people who are flying could see this because this isn't a tree line. The camera sees it, and that's all that matters. All right, so this thing is gonna use half its movement to stand up. And it is gonna burst from ye old trees.
Bring it on.
It's a matter of who's closest.
Well, the one's up in the air, but I don't know how many feet.
Well, they're in the air, so.
Yeah.
All right. Remember when I said you're probably gonna need that extra 2 AC? Yeah. So those of you not within the tree line can hear thunderous stomps and footsteps.
Oh, I know what was going on. Keith wasn't here when we talked about the plan.
And it's gonna try to murder the shit out of you. Well, you know what? I'm just gonna roll it as normal because I feel like the more you know, the more you understand how extremely dangerous this situation is for your poor little goblin. Do, do, do. Ah. All right. So this first one is gonna try and bite the shit out of you.
No shit. Sorry.
And it did indeed bite the shit out of you. And let me do the tail real quick.
Are you feeling lucky at all?
Oh yeah. I don't think I can feel lucky retroactively. I think it's when it charges me, I have to be like luck based, right? When a creature rolls a d20 for an attack, you can spend it to impose disadvantage. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So I can spend it on that crit?
You could.
Question mark. Yeah, I'm gonna do that, and then I'm gonna spend the next one on the tail. Wait, can you? You could probably only use these once per turn. That would make the most sense.
Let's see. You have a number of luck points equal to proficiency spend points below. You're gaining.
Just click it.
No, it just says win. No, it just says win. I mean, it's a resource you only get per day, so.
Yeah, that would be all of them too. I'm good. I'm good with that.
All right. Let's re-roll that.
Uh,
That hits.
Vimac had a contribution, but he's muted even though he shouldn't be muted.
Hmm.
Ouch.
Want to try closing it and reopening Discord?
Maybe his headset went kaputs.
Well, he's using like a big mic. It's all plugged in.
Oh, clearly that's the problem.
My Discord.
He needs to
Right.
use a big Steve.
It's right. That's right. I've had that problem with Discord too, though, sometimes where my little icon will be flashing for me, but you guys can't hear me. Yeah, I just wanted to stop you guys real quick because he was talking about the luck die or the luck stuff.
Assuming
Okay.
we can hear him.
Try it now.
Nope, it's not even like lighting up from my
Mm-mm.
end.
Same.
I don't even see his thing light up. When a creature rolls a d20 for an attack roll against you, and 1 luck point to impose
That's-
disadvantage.
Okay.
There we go.
Oh yeah, and what I was trying to say was, yeah, it doesn't say anything. You just have a limited use of them. So
Yeah. So you
Okay.
can blow them all at once or whenever.
Mhm. And then I'm gonna look at how much. I'm not gonna meta it. On the bite, I would like to use deflect attack as my reaction.
Are you sure you want to use it on the bite?
Well, I'm not gonna scroll up because I think that's cheating. I'm not gonna read the description. I'm just gonna think: would I rather be bit or smacked away with a tail? I'd rather be smacked with a tail.
Okay.
So I'm gonna use it on the bite, and that'll reduce it by monk plus dex. That should subtract 20 damage from it.
So you go to try and deflect the bite, and there's a reason I didn't roll damage yet.
Oh,
So for those of you flying,
That would be me.
so you were going to like try and deflect the attack, and let's do the damage of this. The tail I'll still do damage for, but the bite. So you expect it's coming in to like bite you, right? You're just like you're ready for it. Your muscles tense up. You're just ready to roll, and so you'd only take 3 damage because you're still deflecting an attack. Because the bite is not actually damage.
okay.
So those of you flying see Gnome get picked up, flung into the air, and then disappear into the mouth of this creature. Gulp.
All right.
Oh no.
It looks so cool. I came in there and I just start bashing this thing with my head, and I have this crazy grin, and I'm like, I'm gonna break his foot, right? And then the tail comes out, and I have the long sword for the bonus to the AC, and I'm gonna say that's kind of what deflects. I still get like pushed back a little bit from this tail, but deflecting 20 damage is huge. That has to look so cool for this little goblin to be like, no, not today. And then in the middle of that, the tail just like swipes me up. And then T-Rex just, I'm gone.
So since you're
guys-
kind of going based on like anime, you know how like when the hero's about to get hit and they cross their arms in front of them, and it's just like that impact moment. It's kind of like that with the tail. Just like
Yeah.
you dig your feet into the ground, you push back like 3 feet, and then it uses that, while your guard is up deflecting 1, it just spins around and just picks you up and just swallows you whole because you're a gnome and it's a huge creature.
So, guys, the goblin slash gnome was eaten by one of the lizards.
What?
Yeah, the half gnome, half goblin.
And from
It's in
up
its
top,
mouth.
when it happened, you just hear me go, "No,
25.
gnome!"
And it still has movement. So that was 25 feet.
Was a belly full of goblin.
Even though it lost half its movement, it still got movement. Damn. This
Oh,
is
wait a minute.
haul
Yes, true. He
ass.
did stand up. So hold on. Let's see. That would be. Yeah, it actually only would have been able to get to him then. That's right, because he was getting up from prone. All right. Well, he's stuck in there. The other one's turn.
And the one that ate him was the one that was knocked down.
Yep.
Well, wait, no, the prone one was the one that was up north.
Yeah, it
That's
ran
the one that ate-
down. It ran
he got
down
up
and
already?
ate gnome, and now it's the other one's
Oh,
turn.
And I would have been able to, I lost my familiar token again.
I see like three
Like
of them,
the
but
third
only when
time. I set it to friendly, so it should be on my thing, but I don't know.
there. So I removed them. So try and plop them back down.
Okay. I think it was like right here or something.
Okay. Yep. It's there. But anywho, Kaido's plan was to lure them out, and lure them out you have. To which I say, good luck. Because these things do not hit like chumps.
Bring it on.
So it's gonna go for the tail first. I mean, it's gonna do both regardless, but you know, tail's gonna be first.
I remember, when it comes to size, I'm a medium creature. You know my token's small. 19 hits. 19 also hits.
Are you sure the second 19?
Huh?
No, I'm just kidding. All right, so let's see. That's half of that
That's half
because
of
your rage,
33.
and then the tail. 19, 33. Tail.
Hey, quick question. So the prone dinosaur was the one at the top of the map. Wouldn't that have taken his whole turn to get up?
No,
Nope,
half
it's
his
half.
movement.
It just that was the half movement. Okay,
Yep.
just curious.
It wouldn't have had enough movement to get to Kaito.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
Because that, interestingly enough, was not actually in the Appendix A conditions, so wanted to make sure I understood. Thank y'all. Oh, and I accidentally applied prone to me.
I mean, if you wanna,
I don't wanna.
you sure? It
Let's
could be
see.
fun though.
I mean, you could be laying down in the air. Who knows? Maybe you're just a showboating up there, you know,
Maybe.
like laying sideways with your head on your hand and just like really chill.
How do I remove it now?
Right-click token. Go to the little icon that looks like a little dude in like a little spiky barrier.
Status
And you can click
effects.
that off.
Gotcha. There we go. Thank you.
All right, Bryce. You saw this thing run up to Kaido and just smack and bite, and you probably heard. I don't know. Did No make any sounds when he was like in the air getting swaddled, or just like?
Definitely. Like, as you can see it happening in slow motion, right? His body's like kind of pinwheeling right now, just over and over in the air. You can see like the knees bent of the T-Rex as it's gonna do, you know, like Jurassic Pile, like a raptor kind of lunge. Its throat pointed straight up, the maw opening, and it's almost slow motion. This gnome's just again kind of spinning with his arms kind of out and his feet out as if he's doing jumping jacks. And he just says, "Oh no," in that level of enthusiasm, and then he's eaten. He's not one for dramatics.
Right.
Like Oscar the Grouch just be like, oh no. Oh no.
I just picture he rolls his eyes. Great.
There you go. I changed my mind. I want that reaction. Just no, I want it to even be like cliche, just all right, here we go again. As if this isn't the first time, right? And then just disappears.
So, question: it's been raining, and would you say it's been storming?
It hasn't hit storm status yet. Just heavy rain.
Fine.
I'm not sure what you were going for, but dim's the weather.
I've been waiting to be in a storm for so long. When Price first joined, there was like a perpetual storm, and then we cleared it, and it's never stormed again. Outside of the one time when the wagon got destroyed. Anyway. Oh shit.
Does it have to be like a thunderstorm, or I'm not sure
It's
what you're
It's for
referencing?
Call Lightning. It says if you're outdoors in a storm when you cast this spell, it gives you control over that storm instead of creating a new one, and it will increase the damage. So it's just it's weirdly worded. It's like just a weather condition sort of thing. Basically, I think it's supposed to mean like for this sort of atmospheric thing, if it's just pouring rain, I don't think it would apply because this is basically, it says I'm taking control over the storm. And the point would be that I'd be calling lightning. So if it's not lightning and thundering, then I don't think it would apply.
Nope, you guys didn't roll that on the weather chart.
So
It was just rain.
Instead, well, first of all, change my vantage a little bit, actually.
Oh, that's 10-foot reach.
And does Scooter get to go on my turn as well?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, this could be really bad, but oh well. All right, so Price is gonna kind of get over here just on the other side of Scooter. As Scooter walks up, Price is going to cast Witch Bolt at the let's see.
All right, but which bolt?
Well, the who's on first?
He caught on quickly.
It's going to be at the one that's attacking Kaito. Let's see. Fuck, 11.
That will not hit, unfortunately.
All right. So I think that's technically a leveled spell, even though it didn't cost me a slot to cast it based on a feat.
But it
So
still attaches.
Yeah, so I'm assuming that that's still a leveled spell, so I can't do another leveled spell.
Also, what's it look like when you do this?
It probably he's gonna like rub his hands together, and it's raining. Just got rain dripping all over him, beard's soaking wet, hat's kind of like lopped over even more than normal, rubs his hands together, and he's just gonna just put both hands out, and you just see like a little bit of a fizzle around his fingertips, and nothing happens. Okay. Well, that didn't work. Um and so for I guess Scooter, since I think that's all I can do. Um
Oh, I know. Because he's invisible. Other people can't see him. I can't. Okay. That
okay,
explains it.
let's see. Sorry, I'm not familiar with Scooter stuff. Scooter's going to do a wing attack. For a 14.
Funny enough, a 14 hit. These things are very large and they have leathery hides, but they are, I mean, probably due to the fact that they're just so big.
Yeah. Okay, so let's see. So I'll do damage, and then it has to do a strength saving throw or be knocked prone. That's 7 bludgeoning. I believe. Yeah, bludgeoning damage.
7. And what's the DC?
It's a 12.
12. DC. Let's get a strength save. Oh, they're very good against strength.
Which of the things that these can do, I feel like strength is probably one of them.
Definitely. Definitely. I mean, even this thing is larger than Scooter.
Yeah.
Pimza. Gib.
Yeah, I think that'll be my turn.
All right. Vimac.
Okay. I lost my thing's probably on your layer again, but what?
Yep,
that's
I
fine.
see it because when I click off of everybody, I see it. But when I click a token to see what you guys see, you don't see them.
So I will.
Let me attribute
I think I'm going to
friendly.
use my bonus action to cast Spirit Shroud.
Can I set it up so you can see
Then
it?
I am going to 35 feet.
Yeah, I'll just do that.
Okay, there. Then I'm going to attack the big dinosaur in front of us. And let's see. Oh, it's on the other thing. Okay. Here. I have my great sword equipped. So
Around you for the spells. So what's Spirit Shroud look like? Because you've never used it before. So what's it look like?
well, they're like transparent ghosts, but not like skelly ghosts. More like the like sheet ghosts you see flying around,
Nice.
circling me and surrounding me.
All right, let's see. You got what you got. So you rolled a 12. Unfortunately, that would not hit.
Mm, I want the graze damage or not. I'm just gonna inspiration that one.
That would though.
Okay. So, and then with my thirsting blade, I get another attack.
Same scenario.
Okay. So the first one, I rolled damage.
It's unfortunate.
And also, I don't know what that means, but okay. That's the Spirit Shroud. Then the
-2.
other formula. So I automatically get 3 on my graze.
So what's the total?
22.
A lot of little cuts and extra as you swing, you and your spirits are
Mhm.
you know, you're laying into them. You're laying into them. But it's still functional, and we are back to the top of the order of Altani. You just so probably the most interesting thing, you know, you saw Scooter slap it with the wing. You saw, you know, Vimac attack it and summon spirits, and you also saw Gnome just go, here we go again, and then just gulp.
Well, I want to try and take out the one that gulped down Gnome.
Like a little goblin.
So I'm going to fly over here. And
Cool.
let's see. Yeah, I'll go ahead and Psychic Blade him. And let's see. So I got attack with advantage. Hey, there we go. Damage. I think we're gonna do that again. 3d6 plus try and knock him prone. So 14 DC plus 12 damage.
And it is strength, right?
Dexterity, I think. Let me double
Knock
check.
him prone.
Yeah.
I'll still apply the damage
see.
real quick while she's finding that. So 12 damage. Okay.
Oh wait, wrong one.
Rogue. Cunning strike.
Yeah, it's Dex.
Dex. Okay, perfect. I was like trying to figure out where that guy is.
Dex. All
Oh, it's
right.
through there. Yeah.
Dex save.
So, or no, it was the cunning strike. But anyway. Oh man, you just barely made it. Lucky. Well, that's
Well,
okay because I'm going to do an offhand.
I was saying it you know, you tried to trip it up, but it has a tasty goblin snack in its gut.
Yeah, it's feeling way too settled. Okay, so another attack.
And this is an advantage as well.
Still at advantage, yeah. Hey, 22. And then, yeah, then this one is just the D4. For another 4 damage.
Whoopee.
So 16 total damage.
Minus 4. All right. Your psychic blades land, leaving no marks as described in the describey thingy.
None that you can see.
All right. This is the one that I last shot with my bow right in front of me.
Yep.
Think so? Okay. I plan to come back whacking in. Okay. 22.
Yep, that's going to hit.
Watching on that one. And
Apply.
gonna hit it again.
Isn't that you also got the +2 from rage?
Alright, yeah, that would have been 16 damage. Flanking. Can I flank with a familiar? And what does that do in this?
It's
new
invisible, so you probably wouldn't get it.
version? Okay. Just got it.
It's yeah, it's still invisible.
13 on the side.
That's an interesting thing, though. I guess it being invisible wouldn't add to flanking, but
Nope,
I think
because it's
normally they do.
No,
So it's
like
not a-
it would.
I mean, it's not a perceived threat for a creature to have to like look over its shoulder
Yeah.
or anything.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So 13. Oh, that'll be close. Oh yeah, that'll hit.
Okay.
Just barely.
16 on the next one then.
Just
Nice.
freaking barely. I'm sure by now you've probably
And-
figured out what its AC actually is.
Probably 13.
Anyway.
Kaido?
+2.
Well, Kaido, I don't think Kaido saw Nomi get swallowed, right? But he did
Oh,
hear
even
them
you saw
shout
it.
about it.
So
Oh, I did.
I
One
was-
more.
it was especially easy for the flyers, but just in how he described it, I'm just gonna say, yeah, you probably wouldn't have seen him get eaten, but you just saw him like get flung into the air and then back down.
Okay. Then
Climax
he's not gonna leave
yelled it
the
out,
range
too.
of this thing, but he's gonna skirt around it, passing by Climax here. And he's gonna get up to here, so that way he's that. I don't have a disengaged fancy thing like somebody does. So, yeah, I don't want to take
Barbarians
an
aren't-
extra whack with
Barbarians
this guy.
aren't made for disengage anyway, so yeah.
All right, then I'll stop there.
All right, Gnome, you have just been swallowed whole. You're at this point in the gut of this creature, and we're gonna start the round with 5 points of acid damage.
Okay.
But you still have your turn. It's just you take damage at the start of your turn.
I mean, I've still got my sword, so I think I'm just gonna try to carve my way out of this thing's stomach. That could be pretty cinematic, right?
Which is also kind of funny because you being in its stomach is probably the safest place you could be.
That's what I was thinking. Like, I can't get gnawed or mashed in here, so I'm just battling, acid reflux. All right, so I'm gonna do a long sword. Is 13 enough to find find like a vulnerable spot that can be sliced and dealt damage while I'm sloshing around in here with whatever else.
I mean, it's a bit of work because it is dark in here, but luckily you have dark vision, and also luckily this creature is so large. There's just enough room in the stomach for you to actually like swing a sword on account of your size and its size comparison. So yes, because its AC is
Okay.
enough for you to hit.
I love
Okay.
that dark vision is being used to see inside of the belly of a T-Rex.
Well, there's no light in here. All right, and that's my extra attack. And then I'm also gonna use my brawling. I think would you? It just says part of your body. It doesn't. It says you can use a punch, kick,
Punch, kick,
headbutt,
bite.
or similar force. Yeah. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna bite. I just got eaten. I'm gonna spend 2 more attempts to bite the inner lining of this thing's stomach and try to rip it open with my own teeth. Because I could eat anything anyway, right? So we're gonna do 2 of those for a focus point. All right, so that's 13, 23, 20, 15. Those 4
Yep.
hit.
All of them hit.
All right, the
Is
first
you're
one's going to
ripping
use
away the
Fury of
stomach lining.
the first one's going to benefit from Fury of the Small, which any person who's bigger than me, so a medium creature or higher, I can get +3 damage to them 3 times per day. And I've already used one. So that's
Apply.
that.
Apply.
And then this.
Apply.
And then
Apply.
this. So that's 10, 23, 29, 30, 40 damage.
All right.
And
Those of you
I mean,
outside of it would see it. It looks like it's about to like cough up a hairball.
I kind of like. Is anybody paying attention to this? Is anybody eyeballing this lizard?
Or I should say, like probably a dry heave kind of thing.
Kind of is because he knows that's the one you're in. But
Did
he
anybody
runs
ever
away around
watch the
other.
Coneheads?
Yes.
And when the baby would kick, and you would see like its cone head would like press against the stomach. That's kind of how I picture this T-Rex right now.
These little gnome shapes.
There's little gnome, like you could see maybe his face print where he's trying to bite through the skin, and then little sword pokes, just little. Like this thing looks like it is upset at its stomach right now as I inflict 40 points to its internal organs.
Oh, you got a tummy ache?
And half that with my teeth. Picture that. Oh, I'd love to be able to say that I actually bit off a chunk of this thing, and it's just like almost like the skin's almost flopping around like a live fish, like it still has like nerve tendons connected to it, and I'm just trying to eat it from the inside out, like aliens.
As goblins do.
Yeah, it's just very feral in here right now.
It's funny.
And
Your first goblin character ended up with a bone mech suit, and now you have a T-Rex mech suit.
wow, that is kind of cool. All right, and I end my turn trying to eat my way out.
All right. So this one's turn. It seems a little distracted by a sudden pain in its stomach. Let's see. Let's give it a. Let's do some dynamic combat stuff here. Let's see what the dice says. Oh. So. All right. So this thing looks like it's having a hard time. And you see the little pokes and the face prints and all sorts of weird stuff going on with its gut. So I'm going to say it doesn't use its tail. It can only bite right now because it didn't pass. So basically it's in so much internal pain that it's only really able to act using one, but it's the bite, and the bite's the dangerous one anyway. Actually, you're just small enough to fit perfectly right there in the middle. Right in the middle of the token. Perfect. So it's gonna try and bite the shit out of Kaido.
Bring it up.
As it looks like it's about to swing its tail, but its little hands kind of grip its stomach, and it's limiting its body movement. So the tail probably wouldn't require it to use like pretty much like its whole body to like whip around, whereas its head, all it has to do is just kind of like lean over. So it's gonna do that. Give you a bit of a nibble, but you are flanked.
Question: are the T-Rexes considered within 5 feet of each other?
They're 10 feet away. Yep, they're 10 feet apart, technically.
Would they be considered both 5 feet away from me?
From you, yes.
Or okay. And not each other.
Nope, not each other, but of you. Because they are adjacent to your square. So damage. It does a nibble. And half of that because you're raging. So you take 24 points of damage instead of 48.
Okay.
Kaido's getting messed up.
Yeah, he is.
But that's what barbarians do. Let's see, this other one. Oh man, it has so many targets it can go after. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 5 and 6 is VMAC. I was calculating north to south. 1, 2 with Scooter. 3, 4 Kaito, and 5, 6 VMAC. All right, prepare thyself.
From what?
Well, let's see. This thing's gonna try to murder the shit out of you
Okay.
with a big old bite. And mind you, this thing's like bleeding profusely. It's not looking too good, but it is still a very large, very unrelenting, and very ferocious and extremely dangerous creature.
That hits, and I am going to Misty Escape.
To take damage in addition,
So as a reaction, I get to Misty Step.
you have the invisible condition until the start of your next turn or immediately after you make an attack roll. So are you
I still take
so
the
you're
damage
doing
from the hat.
So are you doing the disappearing step or the dreadful step?
I'll do the disappearing step.
Okay. So first set of damage was... We didn't roll it yet.
Attack.
Okay, so damage on the bite.
Okay.
And then you turn invisible, so the second one would be at a
And
disadvantage.
I teleport.
Oh, okay. Because it's a
'Cause I get
reaction,
a
right?
Misty Step, so Misty Step to teleport up to
Oh, you
30
cast Misty Step.
feet.
Teleport right next to the other one. It'll be hilarious. That's fine. iMac.
There.
28. All right. Do 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 do.
Does he have to roll a concentration thingy? If he did get hit,
Um,
or you're familiar?
Not the
not for
familiar.
my familiar. No,
Okay, I
but
was just wondering because you had a
lost.
concentration thingy.
I
on your
had my.
icon.
I lost that because I'm actually concentrating on invisibility now. So
Mm,
I lost that one anyway. So Constitution save wouldn't have mattered.
mm.
Wait, no. I would still have that, right? So
Yeah,
yes, I would
invisible's
do-
just a condition unless you.
okay.
Well,
Yeah.
So
Okay.
or wait, does it? So
yeah, so you're
where can I-
invisible condition until the start of your next turn.
Okay,
But you still
and
took
then-
damage, so you have to do the Constitution save to keep that spell up.
And I just click my Constitution, right?
Your
Do you
con
not-
save.
Do
Yeah.
you do you see the thingy there?
Well, in saving throws, I hit con in saving throws, correct?
Mhm.
Interesting. You might not see that then.
I can see the. Oh no, I don't see the one for you. And I guess did you not see the one for me
Because that's
earlier
what I
too?
see. I just unrevealed it. I guess it just default. But you
Hmm.
roll a 9, which is not enough. So yeah, you lose concentration on your shroud
Okay.
from the bite. And like this is not, you've been adventuring before, and you've taken some hits, you've taken some cuts, and these things are no joke, right? Like just looking at the dice pool here, this thing, it didn't like bite your head off, but you definitely feel like that was a very middle of the road kind of bite based on how much they've been just chewing on Kaito. Like you probably caught like the edge of the jaw as opposed to Kaito just catching like the full brunt of a big nasty bite. So it would probably make sense that your immediate instinct is to reactively teleport away before it tries to eat you or something.
Mm-hmm.
All right, that's all of them. Price.
Let's see. So they're both looking pretty bad, right?
Just one of them.
And is that the one that swallowed Gnome?
Nope. The other one.
Okay.
One is bloodied, one is not.
Scooter's gonna move here just to make sure that still flanking, I guess. And for the purpose of
Ba-dum.
do a beak attack this time. For 11, bludgeoning. Oh shit, that wasn't even advantage.
Yep, roll again. See if you can get a crit.
Let's go,
Hey,
Scooter.
Honk.
Watch the damage be
honking
lower.
has begun.
All right, 15.
4 more damage.
Hey, it's 4 more
And,
damage.
Bryce, if this one is still ticking, Bryce is going to hold the dead. It's a DC 15 Wisdom save.
At what level?
It's a cantrip.
Left or the right one? Sorry.
Oh yeah. So
It's
2d8,
the
right? But it's already taken damage. So
I mean, they both
2d12.
yeah,
have.
it's 2d12. But yeah, the one that's taking the most damage, the one that's being flanked between two of them.
All right, so it passes.
That's it doesn't do half damage, right?
Nope, it is a
That's
save or
all, it's all
bust.
or nothing. Okay, and then bonus action will be to cast where is it? Healing word at level 3 on Kaito.
Oh, thank God.
19.
Yeah, not dying yet. Knock on wood.
That's damn. I got 4 of 6 of those were max rolls.
Nice. It helps. It does. That took a lot of damage.
And you're gonna take a lot more in a second.
I know I'm gonna take a lot more. It's fucking 2 of them, and I'm a sandwich.
Yo, a horse sandwich. A horse sandwich. I mean, at
Okay,
least you're
it's
not
got
in
some
its
dip.
gut.
Price is just gonna move over here.
All right. Vimac.
Okay, so I am invisible. Will
Till the end of
Move
this
in.
turn.
to this space to gain it. Oh, I already have advantage. But I will lose it. So I will do here for my 2 attacks.
Gonna be a very surprised Scooter in a moment, isn't there?
I mean, you could also be there and have advantage. They're just so large, you could.
Oh,
the-
okay.
You can. That's still technically flanking.
Oh, also, I mean, just for the description, because I've never done Toll the Dead. You just see Price pulls out like a. He's got bits and bobs and stuff, but he pulls out like a one of those like bike bells that you'd have on like a handlebar.
The twing
And
twing things.
yeah, that's the bell that he tried to use.
I love it.
15 damage. $13 damage. 28.
Let's see here. See, you said 13. That pushes them over by 1 more than it had.
Okay, cool.
Not an overkill, but
no, but
it matters.
it did reduce it to 0, right?
Yep.
And I didn't use my bonus action yet, and I still have movement. So I'm going to move to here with my rest of my move and do my Hue attack.
Nice.
You.
That one doesn't get my proficiency because it's the extra Hue attack from my mastery.
So it's just. How much would it be?
Oh.
So 10?
Oh, wait. I okay, the first one didn't matter. The second one would actually been 14 damage. This is actually going to be 4 more damage, so 15 damage. Or no, 17 damage. Because I can't roll anything lower than a 3 on my damage rolls. And it doesn't, the system, I can't find a way to get that to work. So those 1s turn into 3s. So 17 damage to this one.
No. Oh, shit. What was it at? It was at. Then minus 17. So glad I remembered the number before I fuck that up. All right. Still kicking. Altani.
I mean, I think we know what's going to happen next.
The same thing that happens every time. Soul
You-
Blade.
That's
You-
right.
You cast minor illusion in the form of a fireball.
Exactly. You know me so well.
I felt like that was a tonic, but okay.
All right. Yep. So anyway, I came out blasting. Gonna blast this guy again. And let's see. So do I get Vex on every hit or just main hand? Every hit, right?
It's any attack as long
Any
as you provoke Vex. Yeah, it's your
Yeah.
next attack just gets advantage.
Perfect. Yeah, because my last deck was so.
Let's see. You have advantage on your next attack roll against that creature before the end of your next turn.
Oh, let's see.
Yeah. So as long as you attack every turn, then
Yeah, right. Yes. Okay. Perfect. Yeah.
When
so
in
even my
doubt-
offhand, because it's still Psychic Blade, just the offhand. Okay, cool.
Blow shit up.
Well, I love it. 19, which we know hits.
Mm-hmm.
And we're just gonna go for the full damage instead of trying to knock it prone or anything for now. So 22 damage.
Okie dokie.
And then we'll go ahead and offhand that bad boy.
Apply.
Also with advantage. So 23, and then this would be another 2 damage. So 24 damage total. Pew
Minus
pew.
2 more.
I'm gonna yell at him and be like, "You let him go. Bad lizard. Bad. That bad lizard."
Let him go. He's inside of him.
Yeah, give him back. We'll take him back by force if we have to.
All right.
And I my
Aito.
turn.
Whackening will begin in just a moment.
Whacking.
5, 10, 15, 20, 20. Flip. 21.
Yep, that'll hit. Smack
Let-
into him.
Is he still up with that? If so, I'll do my second attack.
Yep.
22.
That would also hit.
No, 16. Oh, they're both 18s because of my rage.
Rage.
Hate that I don't have that toggle anymore. I really do.
One thing you can do in the meantime is if you look in your weapons, like in the setup details, there's a other formula, and you can build the +2, like copy your formula, your damage formula, and then add the +2 from like your rage, so that you could just click that one on if you're using rage. Does that make sense?
you'd have like
You'll have to
you'd
talk me
like,
through that another time. I don't know what you're talking about.
when you click the option to roll or do
So,
damage or whatever, it would just
if
give
you
you
s-
another option there.
Yeah, if you scroll up to mine, it says attack, damage, and other formula. I have my other formula set to graze, so it's just gonna show you the graze damage.
So under the details?
Yeah, if you double click on it, or you click on the 3 dots, edit, and details. Down in the weapon attack, there's damage formula, and below that, there's other formula. If you copy the damage formula and then put +2 at the end of it, it'll be your rage damage, right?
So I would. This also does a fire damage 1d4 roll. So how would I incorporate that?
Well, that's
Oh, just
already
put 1D.
applied to it.
So even
Well,
if I
then
put
it'd
in
be
this
your
other one,
normal-
it'll still put it in.
It'd be your same normal damage formula, and then you would just add a +2 at the end for when you're raging.
Mm-hmm.
So you see if you got 1d12 plus 3 plus 1d4, then it would be plus 2.
It doesn't do the fire that way, so I have to add the fire to it. Let me see if I can do that.
Well, the fire was also a thing I added to it. Let's see. Other formula doesn't apply that.
I can
okay.
help you with that after.
Yeah, we can figure it out.
I think I did it. When I did that and I click other formula, it does the 1d12 for the normal, the 1d4 for
Yeah.
the fire, and then plus
There you
2
go.
for rage. Okay. Okay. We have a button now. Okay. Thank you.
But you had a plus 3 in there as well for something.
Did I?
That would be, yeah, you can, and I can show you how to do that later.
Yeah.
The
it's easy.
proficiency, or
I think that was the fire damage.
Well, no. 10 plus 3 is the actual attack. If you pull down the drop down,
Oh, I
it,
see.
it has a separate roll for the fire entirely on that. The plus 3 is from something. I'll just add a plus 3 to that.
Yeah, that's your proficiency.
or
Yes.
if you type this in, it will add your proficiency. If you, in the equation, you add this, it will give you your proficiency.
But anywho,
Yeah.
creature's not dead,
Right.
albeit extremely barely.
Yeah, it's working out.
Like extremely
'Cause-
barely.
Gnome's gonna kill it from the inside.
Do
I-
it, gnome.
I'd imagine with the attacks he has, it's probably gonna be the circumstance here. Which
Alright,
I'm
is
probably
it my
sure it's gonna
turn?
be. I'm confident this is gonna be an extravagant overkill. So take it away.
Oh, it's not going to be overkill at all. What I'm going to do is I'm going to sheath my sword while I'm in here, right? Because I've already ripped, like, eaten through some of its guts where I had sliced and then started biting. And now I want to dig my little my goblin claws into this open sore and just start
Your name is Gnome.
stripping the flesh away piece by piece, like just like a wild animal, just going scratch, 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 and then I'm gonna bury my face into all this blood and just grossness, and I'm just gonna eat and pull with my teeth, and we're gonna do this. Ooh, I don't have to click it that many times. My bad. That's the macro. We're gonna do this 4 times.
The first time is plenty.
All right, well then we'll just do it 3 times. That way I don't have to spend a focus. You know, I want to spend the focus though. All right, 24, 26, 24, 22. Did
They
those
all
hit?
Mm-hmm. Just barely.
All right.
Wow, your rolls have been so crazy high today.
All right. So 21, 27, 35, and I'm not going to use the theory of the small. So
All
just
right.
regular 35.
You overkilled it by 34.
We got to visualize it. Like picture like the mole men that we're trying to go see and how they dig underground. I'm burrowing through this thing's guts, and like some kind of mutilated Jack in the Box, I spring forth from it, right? And I just do kind of like a little acrobatic flourish into the grass, covered in not just blood, but like there's steaming chunks of meat that are just like incredibly hot and sizzling in the sunlight.
So that.
Well, I am certainly glad you're back outside and I don't have to go in there searching for you.
I
like-
was picturing going
Hmm?
back to the mech suits. You dig up through and just like your head is like within its head. You've got like its skull as like a helmet.
That's
You're just kind of like
Like
looking around,
Ratatouille gone wrong.
Yeah.
like Cubone, like Cubone.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I can totally see it.
All right, so just covered head to toe on this. I'm just gonna explain to the party members and just be like, "Oh, that thing ate me."
We noticed. You're it.
I'm still missing my slingshot.
Oh, I was gonna ask him if they knew where the other guy went, but
Oh, I would have taken 1d6 damage too, acid damage. Right.
Yep, because it was the start of your turn.
So while I'm still have my last bit of flying, I'd like to take a look around and not that. Let's see. And see if I can identify where, like, see if I see the guy anywhere, just kind of look around. Do I see him anywhere?
Price is walking over to Gnome. Hey, do you want to stay all gross like that, or
What do you mean?
you're covered in guts and
Yeah,
stomach fluid?
it's because I was eaten by this giant lizard.
Yeah, I could help unless you just. And do you feel cool? You want
It's
me to
pretty
leave it?
warm. There's still, and then I'm gonna pluck like little bits of like stomach acid, like sizzling on my skin, and wipe it off, and just. How do you mean?
Oh, well, like this. Bryce is just gonna snap and then press to digify.
Mm-hmm.
And
Gnome.
also, work with the
Sorry.
modded 20. You see a guy that looks interestingly similar to him, and he sees you, and he's pointing at you in the sky. And with your perception, you see him raising a middle finger and disappearing into the trees again.
Oh, from below, you guys, the rest of our party probably hears me goes like, "Bastard!" just yelling. And I'm like, "Guys, he went that way." And I'll point whatever direction I saw him go. I'll make my way
And
down.
You can give me an insight check.
Hey.
It's like he's taunting you to follow.
Like, guys, I saw the very rude individual that stole our stuff, and he's just being a dick. Can you believe he saw me and then flipped me off, and then ran off into the trees, off in that direction?
Who would dare flip me off in the rain while I'm flying? After my
sounds like we
compatriots
gotta go.
He
insulted him.
stole our stuff, and then he's flipping me off. Like, the audacity of that bitch.
Bryce is gonna jump on Scooter's back.
You're gonna. Okay.
I mean, like, just out of reaction. He's not just gonna jump on Kaido's back, but just as this is going on, he jumps on Scooter's back. He's, all right, which direction?
So, Cubed, which direction did he run off into?
Top right corner,
Quick
basically.
curiosity question.
Okay. Yeah.
Does Gnome still look like an owl?
Probably not, because he was in stomach acid. A lot of that's probably.
And then I got prestidigitation.
Okay.
So I'm gonna
Yes,
like
Gnome?
I look at like I spread my arms out and I look from fingertip to fingertip and kind of like assess myself, and all the blood and the guts are gone and everything. And that's when we got this message from Altani, and so I'm not super paying attention to that because I'm kind of looking at the magic that Price just did, and then he got on his goose and fled before I could even give like a thank you, and so I just kind of mutter "Booyag," and then when you ask that, I kind of look up to you like I'm snapped back into reality, and I nod. Yeah, I could use a ride.
All right. Do you want to use Happy Mover to climb up, or am I scooping you up either way? I don't care.
I raise my left arm.
All right. Just your left.
Swing
Yes.
me.
Okay.
He's
Hip
He's
swung.
not asking for uppies.
I want it to look cool. I want you to grab and then pull and just throw me behind you, and I'm just gonna land on your back.
All right. He'll do that.
Oop, there go gravity.
I was just seeing. I didn't clean you off, by the way. I just put magic mark. I just put a middle finger symbol on your forehead.
What?
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I just think it's
So-
fun that prestidigitation can do so many things.
It can soil somebody's clothing. Let that be whatever you imagine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and
Make you wonder, soiled with what?
Whatever
Mhm.
you can imagine. So
oh my god.
the camera, pans down to like the you guys' level, like it's on your level and it's in front of you, and then as you guys start rushing forward, you guys are like, some of you are mid pose, like as you're about to dash forward, like in the old superhero comics,
And then we'll
and
be
time
in the next
freezes,
session.
and then that's
The sesh.
where we'll end it, as you guys are in a very traditional like comic book rushing forward pose.
Per Kaido. We're down to half health. We'll be fine. What could go wrong?
If
Well-
you look like you're feeling kind of rough, before you had left, I would have probably offered to heal you up a little bit.
Oh, y'all's were full.
Oh,
What?
yeah.
Mm-hmm. Because y'all did the long rest before you left. And
I
then you
have
got to this.
damage from this fucking Rex thing.
Yep, you just got messed up from the critters. But on the bright
That's
side,
what they
you're
were talking
barbarian.
about.
Ah, yeah. I think okay. Confused. Anyway, if it were any other character, they would have just been dead.
I have
Well,
a lot of
so-
damage.
Before Kaido had left, though, if they were pretty messed up, Kaido, what's your hit points right now?
Total or what I'm at?
Or yeah, what are you down to?
I'm down to 37.
I have. Let's see. I don't know. I have healing
That's higher
hands.
than me.
I'm not sure. Hold on. I'm gonna not consume my
Well, what's
available
your total?
usage. But here's my number of D4s equal my proficiency. I can do this once per long rest. So if you need it, I can lay on some hands and make you feel better.
Well, if Max's is lower, then Kaido will tell you to heal him first. Or not Max's. No, sorry.
Who?
Yeah.
Max? Who is this Max you speak of?
I'm old. Leave me alone.
Okay, so let's see. I guess it'll audit or like just do this
I'm
automatically.
holding in half. So it's not like I'm about to drop.
Okay.
So if he's actually lower than half, let him have it.
Okay, so I was hoping it would do the thing.
He paused the game.
Well,
Yeah.
that you'd still be able to roll. So how many of them are you using?
Hi, how many do I have? Just says as a
So-
Three.
magic action, you can touch a creature and roll a number of d4s equal to your proficiency bonus.
That's 3.
Okay. And then regains a number of hit points equal to the total rolled, so 3d4, I guess.
All right, so
Okay.
that would be 3d4.
There we go. So whoever needs it more, maybe I'll look around and so Nomi, are you still covered in blood, or you clean from
No,
prestidigitation?
I'm clean from that, and you can see it doesn't like heal my wounds. It's mostly, I'd say, like the shirt, the pants, everything has been like disintegrated to bits. Well, no, because
Oh,
you need
no.
a mending spell for that.
Oh yeah.
And so all my clothing and armor looks like it's a little fucked, and you could see like probably lots of bruising and then like scathing, kind of like burn marks almost on like the exposed flesh and stuff. But I don't think I would be in as bad a shape as Kaido.
Well, I'll walk up
Also
to her and be
mending.
like, "Oh, there you go."
But you
Um,
didn't offer mending.
So if Kaido, I'm gonna pretend that Kaido is still over here because this is when it would have happened. So as I land, I'll be like, "Friend, you look like you could use a helping hand," and my hands are gonna glow, and I'm just gonna put them against like your shoulder.
Nope.
Be like, "Be well." Hey, stop.
I
Sorry.
get what is it, 10?
10 hit points.
Okay. Yay,
it's
about
not much,
half.
but
Yeah,
Because you're
not
gonna
much, but I
need
hope it
them.
helps.
Right. You want me to face tank something else? Yeah, I'm definitely gonna need my help back.
I mean, that's kind of what you do as a barbarian.
That would have
so-
healed me to
The face
full.
tank.
Just saying.
Well, you did not get that hurt then, you nugget.
I don't have that much health. I got 40
Why do you only have 40 HP? Aren't you like a fighter class?
because I'm just a little guy.
just a,
Baby.
just a
I'm
little
just a
guy.
baby.
Well, I am not doing too well, so I will be using this.
Oh, nice.
Come on.
All right. He got 6.
I think we were wrapping up session, but are we able
Right.
to just like heal up? and
Well, it was
stuff?
like
'Cause-
as we're taking off, right? Like we're going after them. I'm
Yeah, it
doing,
would've
Yeah,
been
because
before
I'm
we
like,
technically
in the
took
meantime
off.
as we're
Yeah.
doing that.
well,
It's-
because I'm bringing that up because I like Price could heal people.
I want to say no.
Price, the
So-
only thing Price did in that entire fight was heal.
Let's see.
You tried to do things.
two,
It's just the rolls were not
Yeah.
in your favor.
Yeah,
What are you talking about? Scooter did damage,
Press Scooter, not
well, that's what I'm
Price.
saying. Price, yeah, like
but Price
Scooter's
is Scooter.
Scooter's a beast.
They're one and the same.
I probably I don't actually need anything because New Monk has this really cool thing that's called uncanny metabolism. And so anytime we roll initiative, I can just choose to regain all of my focus points back and heal for like 1d8 plus monk level.
Oh, nice.
What?
That's
so
not
as
the
soon as
little
we have to
broke.
fight again, I'm just going to heal back to
OP.
full health
Anytime we
and
get
get all
to
my
fight,
focus
yeah,
back.
you just get to.
No, I only do
That's
that
great.
once a day. Once a day.
Oh, okay, okay.
But then you also get all your focus back on short rest now too. So
But the healing parts once a day?
Barbarian noises.
yeah, it's you get your and this way I don't have to have a short rest. I can just get all my focus back and then heal 1d 8 plus 7.
Yeah, D8 plus character level. All right. So with that, we're gonna wrap it up there. Oh, I know exactly who we're gonna send you to. So that was a lot of fun. That was definitely a couple of learning experiences too. That was awesome. We got to do a skill challenge, so that was neat. Yeah, so pretty much we do this every Wednesday at 5:30 Pacific, give or take a few minutes for people to get in and what have you, I guess. Yes, it's for those of you on the Ubles Tubles. We do, like I said, we do this every Wednesday here on Twitch, Twitch TV /Cube222. Yeah. So let's see. Tomorrow, Thursday. So tomorrow, Monster Hunter. We're gonna play that beta. We're gonna play the hell out of that beta, assuming it works. So, check it out. So with that being said, let's send you guys off. And as I'm doing that, thank you guys for watching. I appreciate you. Thanks for lurking and hanging out and hopefully enjoying the show. But with that being said, we must part ways. Did I do it right? I did it right. So hopefully y'all have a wonderful morning or evening or whatever's in between for you. Oh, weird. And yeah, hope to catch you again tomorrow. But until then, catch you guys next time. Try not to party too hard without us. And remember, If a knoll flips you off and runs into the woods, maybe you shouldn't chase it because you might get eaten. Anyway, life lessons. Bye bye.